Officials with the NHL have announced previously that the team will be moving to Utah beginning with the 2024-2025 season as a result of a sale to Jazz owner Ryan Smith. With the team's sale, Phoenix has joined a list of American and Canadian cities that have lost NHL franchises, among which are Atlanta, Cleveland, Denver, Hamilton, Hartford, Kansas City, Bloomington, Montreal, Oakland, Ottawa, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Quebec City, St. Louis, Toronto, and Winnipeg. This development for Arizona marks the end of a chapter for them and the end of professional hockey in that state. Deputy Commissioner of the National Hockey League, Bill Daly, was on the morning skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio Channel 91 to talk about the news that the Coyotes have moved to Utah and what's next and the future for hockey in Arizona.
Give me a sense where you're at about the move and then the hope down the road.
Well, I mean, I think it's twofold. One, the way I describe what happened in Arizona is we came up with a very unique solution to a persistent and longstanding problem. And that was to put the Coyotes on a footing where they could be successful or have success. And that always centered around the right arena and the right location. We had a couple kicks at it, haven't gotten it right yet. And, as a result, we were in a sub-professional building, great place to watch a hockey game, but certainly not a professional building. And, wasn't fair to the players, wasn't fair to the other clubs to have to look forward to the prospect of playing in the same building for the next couple of years, whether that's 3 years or maybe 5 years. So we felt we're still committed to Arizona as a market. We think it's a good market. We think it can be successful given the right circumstances. We're giving them an opportunity to create those circumstances and some time, really some runway. So the Arizona franchise will be, once the transactions close, inactive with the ability to reactivate. And that would mean at that point in time, we'd go from 32 franchises to 33 franchises. We'd stock the new Arizona Coyotes club as basically an expansion team. And go through an expansion draft type process to restock them.
That was Deputy Commissioner of the National Hockey League, Bill Daly, on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio Channel 91's The Morning Skate with Gord Stellick and Scott Laughlin. If you want to hear more interviews or news from around the league, make sure to check out SiriusXM NHL Network Radio on SiriusXM Channel 91.
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 brings you expert analysis from former players, coaches, and executives, plus reaction to all the latest news on the only 24/7 station dedicated to the National Football League.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Friday, May the 17th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., Boston Bruins taking the Florida Panthers. Bruins on Sirius 161, XM 219, and Internet 922. Panthers on Internet 932. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. 10 p.m., Colorado Avalanche take on the Dallas Stars. Avalanche on Sirius 162, XM 220, and Internet 927. Stars on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 929. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Friday, May the 17th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., Boston Bruins taking the Florida Panthers. Bruins on Sirius 161, XM 219, and Internet 922. Panthers on Internet 932. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. 10 p.m., Colorado Avalanche take on the Dallas Stars. Avalanche on Sirius 162, XM 220, and Internet 927. Stars on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 929. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Friday, May the 17th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., Boston Bruins taking the Florida Panthers. Bruins on Sirius 161, XM 219, and Internet 922. Panthers on Internet 932. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. 10 p.m., Colorado Avalanche take on the Dallas Stars. Avalanche on Sirius 162, XM 220, and Internet 927. Stars on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 929. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Friday, May the 17th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates.
The PGA Tour comes to life on SiriusXM. It's your destination for everything on the tour. Hear live hole-by-hole coverage and expert analysis. PGA Tour Radio, SiriusXM 92.
Former NHL player and former head coach of the St. Louis Blues, Craig Barube, joined Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick for the morning skate on NHL Network Radio on SiriusXM Channel 91 to discuss Sheldon Keefe and how the relationships between coaches and players have changed throughout the years.
Very classy. He's a classy person, and he was fortunate to coach at Toronto Maple Leafs. Obviously a great place, great market, and a great hockey organization. And, it was a classy play. And he wanted to let everyone know how thankful he was, the players, the people, and everybody. And, I love seeing it. And you don't want to see anybody lose their job, I'll tell you that, in this business as a coach. And I've lost my job before. So it's, I thought it was listen, you get hired, you work with people, and you form real good relationships with your players, the people around you, and everything. And listen, at times we've got to make a change. That's part of the business, and and coaches understand that. And you're not happy about losing your job, but at the same time, you got to move on. And I think you don't want to sit there and burn bridges. That doesn't do anything. You got to move on and be respectful, and he did that.
Was watching the show yesterday too, Greg, and they were saying, because they were replaying one of your clips from St. Louis where you said our star players just are not bringing it. Our star players have to be held accountable. They have to be better for us to have a chance to win. You made no bones about it. And they were saying on this show, this is what we need kind of thing, right? This is why Craig Berube's been pursued like he has been. We've talked to you about how much better a coach you were the second time around as compared to the first opportunity you got as well. Can you talk to us about how maybe handling players and dealing with players and communicating with certain players is maybe different than it once was 20 years ago, or maybe the same in some ways?
No, it is a little bit of both, but it's definitely changed a lot. I mean, back when I played, you didn't talk to the coach a lot, and you could talk to a lot of players that played in my era. They'd say the same thing. There wasn't a lot of communication. Hey, that's your job, go and do it, and, you almost held yourself accountable. But we were different people back then, and things have changed. Players have changed, the personalities have changed. There's a lot that went on, and communication is really important nowadays. And partnerships. A coach has to really form partnerships with his players, and they have to understand what's expected out of them. And, when they're not doing the job, you got to let them know. And you don't have to let them know in the media. You got to let them know personally and talk to them about it. And you still got to hold people accountable, but there's got to be communication with the accountability. You can't just do things without, I think it's important to communicate with them first. Look, I'm going to have to sit you out. I'm going to have to bench you. I'm going to have to do certain things if your play doesn't pick up, but they have to know why. They want to know why. So communication is really important. And I think, all coaches know that nowadays.
That was former head coach Craig Berube on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio on SiriusXM Channel 91.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Friday, May the 17th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., Boston Bruins taking the Florida Panthers. Bruins on Sirius 161, XM 219, and Internet 922. Panthers on Internet 932. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. 10 p.m., Colorado Avalanche take on the Dallas Stars. Avalanche on Sirius 162, XM 220, and Internet 927. Stars on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 929. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Friday, May the 17th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., Boston Bruins taking the Florida Panthers. Bruins on Sirius 161, XM 219, and Internet 922. Panthers on Internet 932. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. 10 p.m., Colorado Avalanche take on the Dallas Stars. Avalanche on Sirius 162, XM 220, and Internet 927. Stars on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 929. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Friday, May the 17th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., Boston Bruins taking the Florida Panthers. Bruins on Sirius 161, XM 219, and Internet 922. Panthers on Internet 932. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. 10 p.m., Colorado Avalanche take on the Dallas Stars. Avalanche on Sirius 162, XM 220, and Internet 927. Stars on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 929. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Friday, May the 17th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates.
SiriusXM has soccer covered end to end. SiriusXM FC. Hear live play-by-play and talk shows hosted by legends of the game. It's SiriusXM FC on Channel 157.
The Ottawa Senators' new head coach, Travis Green, stopped by SiriusXM NHL Network Radio on Channel 91 to talk with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick on the morning skate about what it's going to be like coaching the Ottawa Senators and how they can grow as a team.
Yeah, excited for the opportunity, excited for the challenge. Young team, got a lot of room to grow. Passionate fan base. For me, great ownership. Great management after talking with Steve Stale, Dave Poulin. So I'm excited, real happy to be here.
So a couple of months ago when you're working with another team and you're doing your pre-scout on the Ottawa Senators, describe the Ottawa Senators team you would have said back then.
If they're on their game, they're going to be hard to beat. And I think if you watch some of the games that Ottawa played last year, some nights they looked unbeatable and some nights they didn't look like they could win. I actually remember coming into the building the first time that we played here and a little bit nervous, and I didn't think Ottawa played very well. Then when they came to our building, they whipped us around pretty good. It didn't look like we could touch the puck. So, a team with a lot of skill, a lot of speed, a lot of, and some gritty players as well. But like a lot of young teams, there's some inconsistencies from game to game, and that's not a recipe for long-term success or making the playoffs. Teams that win in the playoffs or make the playoffs have a lot of consistency in their game.
Oh, that's the whole thing, Travis. I mean, you went through it as a player, too, as a young guy trying to find your way in the NHL, too. And when you look at this team as young as it is, and you mentioned yesterday as well, it's got a real good opportunity to grow here. I mean, at some point, players do turn the corner. What kind of a role does the coaching staff play in helping a young guy obviously turn the corner and find that consistency?
Well, I think you just nailed it. That's the key to coaching young teams is how you teach them, how you develop them, how you work with them individually, but also collectively. It's not just about becoming a better player with the puck or how you stick handle. A lot of times it's the things you do away from the puck or even being mentally focused from day to day. It sounds silly, but young players just aren't as consistent. Their habits aren't as good. They're not quite as prepared. And the longer you're in the league, the better you get at some of those areas that I'm talking about. But you also don't stay in the league if you don't get better or you don't win. And my job as a coach is to really teach and develop and work on that area and make it individualized so the team collectively can be better.
How do you think, and we talk about a young team growing, Travis, I mean, you're a relatively still young head coach. I mean, how do you think you've changed as a coach since the American Hockey League success, certainly, and jumping in with Vancouver? How much better off do you think you are in what you do?
It's like anything. I'm a lot better coach than I was when I was in the American Hockey League, or when I was in Portland of the Western Hockey League, or when I was in my first year 6-7 years ago in Vancouver. I think it's when you guys look back and people look back at what they're doing, you just get better with time, with experience. Going through experiences, good, or going through adversity that help you grow.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
I'm Frank Trapp.
You're listening to NHL Play-by-Play on SiriusXM.
Verhaeghe shot top shelf, he scores! Carter Verhaeghe top shelf, and the Panthers win in overtime! The Panthers stun the Bruins in Boston!
Bennett up the near side, looks across Verhaeghe, high slide shot!
He scores! Carter Verhaeghe! The overtime winner here in Game 3!
On the Florida Panthers Radio Network, sponsored by
Baptist Health, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers. Ford. Visit your local dealer or shop online at buyfordnow.com. By SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. And by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. Fueled by Celsius.
It's time to get to the action on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Oh, welcome inside TD Garden. It's time for Game 6. The Florida Panthers lead this second round best-of-7 Stanley Cup playoff series 3-2 over the Boston Bruins. The Bruins won Game 5, so the Panthers another opportunity tonight to close things out, and they'll look to oust the Bruins from the Stanley Cup playoffs in the same place they did last year, only this is round 2. It was round 1 last season when these two teams met in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Doug Plagans, Billy Lindsay, Kevin Rogers with you as we get you set. Dropping the puck in about 9 minutes or so from TD Garden here in Boston. Again, the Panthers coming off a 2-1 loss to the Bruins in Game 5. Now they will look to punch a ticket to the Eastern Conference Final for the second time in as many years if they can get it done here this evening. Let's get into our pregame conversation with the head coach of the Panthers, Paul Maurice. And as always, it's presented by Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius part of your play and get that energy up. Game days fueled by Celsius Essential Energy, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. And, well, the first thing I asked Paul Maurice was what he'd like to see differently heading into Game 6 here compared to the Game 5 loss a couple of nights ago.
Well, the pace of our game, I thought we were careful. And when we do that, when we play that game, our forecheck really doesn't get established. There was some... the tells for me on the bench, we iced the puck an awful lot in the first period, rather not connecting on our plays. And that just put them in our end of the ice and kind of fed that fire. We had the chances for them 4-0 in the first period. That's not a huge number. The 0 is a huge number for us. We don't do that, and then we were 10-6 for the next 2. So it was an even game, a close game, but we just felt you'll always look at a loss and a win, and there are places that you think you can get better. I think we can play a faster game.
At the same time, is it encouraging when you guys come up on the short end, but you were right there the whole night, and in the final seconds there, you still had a golden opportunity to get the game tied up? I mean, it was you guys were right there.
Yeah, playoffs, the emotions are extreme, so a loss feels like it, and then once the emotions go away and you watch the game, it was a tight game. It was a one-goal game. And that's really what it should be, I think. I think what happened in the games, 2 through 4, you got some big scores, right? 5-1, 6-1, and the expectation is kind of score well. For those fans at home that watch the Carolina Ranger game, this series doesn't look anything like that. That was a chance a minute. This is a harder grind right now for both teams to manufacture offense. Both teams are good defensive teams, so it should be a tight game.
And you got a couple of guys who I'm sure have been anxious to get back into the lineup, who are going to get back in there tonight. I know for you guys, it's been a good problem to have when you have this much depth and deeper now than you were 1 year ago at this time, no doubt about it. So what's the thought process to getting Lomberg Cousins back in here tonight?
Well, there wasn't a reason come out in terms of extreme poor play. That just wasn't. And that I feel the same way about Lorenz and Okposo, who played very well. Didn't love necessarily. I felt the same way about their game as maybe I felt about the teams. There was good things. There were things we'd like to see them do better. But I've got these two fresh guys that are kind of been, you're just left with an understanding. At one point, Nick Cousins scored the game-winning overtime goal to send us to the conference final. So it's there. I got two good players, as you mentioned. The depth is strong. And then you have to use it. You have to utilize it. So both guys will come in with fresh legs. I didn't want to do it unless there was a reason for it, but I've been looking for a while to get them back in.
And you guys have another chance at a closeout back here in Boston, and the road teams have had a lot of success here over the course of the series. What kind of game you want to see the guys get to here, especially early in the game tonight with another chance to close it out?
I don't want to play based on the result. I mean, we certainly want to win this game, and if we have to play Game 7, we'll want to win Game 7s. We've always talked about preparing for 7 games in a series. The most important thing is that we look a certain way and that our forecheck does get established, and we do have some zone time, and our gaps are confident and hard, and that would probably be the thing that I did not feel was true of our team. We did things in our game that forced our gap to be hesitant, and we've got to lead that. So once that comes out of the game, we play the game we're capable of playing. It doesn't guarantee a result, but there's nothing else to do, right? You come, you get wired up, drink a bunch of coffee, let's get after it.
So Panthers head coach Paul Maurice right there. Pre-game conversation, as always, is sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy. And, well, hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius part of your play and get that energy up. Game days fueled by Celsius Essential Energy, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. Your scratches tonight are presented by Baptist Health, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers. Out for the Panthers tonight, Tobias Bjornfoot, Kyle Oposo, Jonah Gadjevich, Stephen Lawrence, Uvis Balinskis out for the Panthers this evening. On the other side for Boston, you can scratch Kevin Shattenkirk, Jason Megna, Derek Forbert, Patrick Brown, and Jakob Lauko draws out as Brad Marchand is set to go back into the Boston lineup this evening. Your scratches are presented by Baptist Health, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers. Now here's Kevin Rogers back in our network studios with the players to watch ahead of Game 6. Kevin?
All right, Doug, first for the Panthers, Matthew Tkachuk had some big games in Boston last year in the playoffs. He scored the first goal of this series back in Game 1, but hasn't scored a goal since. Doesn't have a point, in fact, in the last 2 games. We'll see if Tkachuk can score a point tonight for the Panthers. Meanwhile, as Doug just mentioned, Brad Marchand back after missing the last 2 games. He's tied for the team lead in points in the playoffs with 10, but Marchand does not have a goal in the series, just 2 points through 3 games. Coming up, it is Game 6 between the Panthers and the Bruins. Panthers with a win can close things out and head to the Eastern Conference Final. Face-off coming up next right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Barriers. I'm all about breaking them. Hi, it's Luis Fonsi, international recording artist and South Florida resident. When it comes to creating music, I love mixing different musical styles and creating something new and unexpected. Ford builds SUVs and trucks the same way, breaking barriers with what you expect. Ford delivers strength, capability, and mixes in a level of comfort and style that's new, exciting, and perfect for South Florida. Visit your local Ford dealer today to get a great deal on a new Ford SUV or truck.
There's a problem if you drink and drive a boat. It never just affects you. Boating under the influence is illegal and dangerous. Save lives by staying sober. Learn more about Florida's boating laws at myfwc.com. Brought to you by the FWC Division of Law Enforcement.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the all-pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
More than 50,000 distracted driving crashes occurred last year in Florida. And sadly, close to 300 people involved in those crashes never made it home. Distracted driving is dangerous driving. It puts everyone in danger. The text can wait. Put it down and focus on driving. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Oh, welcome inside TD Garden here in Boston. Game 6. It's the Florida Panthers leading the Bruins 3-2 in this second round best-of-7 series for the Panthers. Another opportunity to close it out as they look to punch a second straight ticket to the Eastern Conference Final. The Boston Bruins, on the other hand, they are trying to live to fight another day. We'll get to the SeatGeek starting lineups now. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats for the Panthers, coached by Paul Maurice. Starting forward line, Alexander Barkov between Sam Reinhart, Vladimir Tarasenko, Aaron Ekblad, Gus Forsling defensively in front of Sergei Bobrovsky. For Jim Montgomery's Boston Bruins, the starting forward line will be Pavel Zacha between Justin Brasso and Brad Marchand. Charlie McAvoy, Hampus Lindholm defensively in front of the goaltender, Jeremy Swayman. Your officials tonight, Eric Furlat, Kelly Sutherland, the referees, the linesmen, Scott Cherry and Ryan Gibbons. We are set to go. Panthers in white, and we are set to go. Game 6 is underway, and the Bruins control to start as Lindholm will play it up the far side. Aaron Ekblad tracks it down to our right, inside the Panthers zone, across for Forsling near side. He'll swing it a rink wide. Sam Reinhart golfs it down to our left, deep into the Bruins zone. Near corner pressure from Tarasenko against McAvoy. Tarasenko back behind the net, looks out front for Reinhart, couldn't connect there. And back come the Boston Bruins. Marchand across center. He'll swing it in cross corner. Barkov after it. Brazo against him. They tie up to the near corner. Pavel Zacha, second Bruin in there. He couldn't reel it in. Ekblad down behind the net. He's shouldered by Brazo. Puck picked up by Barkov. Taken off to the far corner. Hard hit delivered by Brazo. Loose puck over on that far side. And it's going to be settled down by Barkov. Given to Forsling. And both teams will get a change.
A referee there, Kelly Sutherland, got knocked to the ice and then took a high stick in the face. Tough start for him down deep in the corner.
Gus Forsling brings it along on the money to Sam Bennett up the right wing side. Bennett in for the Panthers. Backhand out front. Nudged away by the goal stick of Jeremy Swayman. Matthew Tkachuk swings it across the front of the net. Takes a bounce off the far board. Stanton Heinen back the other way for Boston. Lost it at center. Sent back the other way by Brandon Montour. Andrew Peak looks across the ice. Tapped along. Danton Heinen gets it on to Trent Frederick. He'll have it on the Bruins logo at center. Looks to his right. Dumped in by Peak down to our right. Into the corner. Handled by Nico Mikkola. Shouldered by Trent Frederick. Sam Bennett up the near boards, finds Tkachuk. Pressure from Pete coming in, and Charlie Coyle swinging around the end boards. Tracked down far corner. Montour looks to clear. Held in by Heinen. Over on that far side, Frederick onto the corner for Boston. Lost control of the puck. Bennett able to regather. Backhand to Tkachuk, and Matthew Tkachuk gets out towards center. Lofts one along over the head of Carter Verhaeghe into the Bruins zone. Scooped up by Parker Wotherspoon. He'll drag this one along left to right across your radio as we've gone about a minute 50 seconds here in this first period. Puck dumped in down to our right into the Panthers end. Here on the near side, Panthers get started at Tulo Osterinen. Here on the near side, he's dumped over by McAvoy. Kiki in front looking for Pasternak. Didn't connect. Dmitry Kulikov, far corner for the Panthers. Behind the net, Oliver Ekman-Larsson up the boards at Tulo Osterinen. Pulled away by McAvoy. And the puck played down behind the net. Rims around far corner. David Pasternak to the corner. Jake DeBrusk back along the far side. Lindholm. Pasternak left point covering. Long shot. And that one took a deflection away from the front of the goal into the near corner. Handled here on the near side. Ekman-Larsson to the line. Held in McAvoy into the near circle. DeBrusk from the net. He couldn't get a clean shot away. Now McAvoy regathers. Far circle shot from a sharp angle. Saved Bobrovsky with a goal stick on Pasternak. Geeky side of the net. Couldn't connect with DeBrusk. And the Panthers able to bring it along. Evan Rodriguez out towards center. He'll walk into the offensive end. Left wing side. Rodriguez to the near corner. He's tied up by Lindholm. Pat Maroon in to grab it for Boston. Backhanded up the near side. Then John Beecher taps it down to our right. Aaron Ekblad wrapped up then by Van Riemsdyk. 2-on-2 scrum. Ryan Lomberg back into the Panthers lineup along with Nick Cousins here on this fourth line tonight, along with Kevin Stenlund. Puck play down to our right. Back behind the goal. Pat Maroon there. The fourth line's dueling on the ice right now. Here on the near side, it's Brandon Carlo to keep it down low for Boston. Forsling behind the net, shouldered by Maroon. Loose puck off to the far corner. Beecher there. Behind the net, Maroon. Backhand in front. Carlo, a shot. Couldn't get it through. It was blocked by Lomberg. Carlo down behind the net, then handled by Van Riemsdyk. Riemsdyk. He'll take it off to the far corner. Pass up top, Mason Lohrei. Slides it along for Van Riemsdyk. Sent down behind the net. Pat Maroon near corner for Boston. They work it around. Brandon Carlo at the right point. Maroon top of the near circle. Spins it down low. Tipped on net. Beecher. The rebound in front. Bobrovsky sprawling. Penalty upcoming. And this one is going to be whistled
against Ekblad for hooking, and
they were caught out for a long time.
All kinds of duress, and the Panthers wingers have to be aware.
Number 5, 2 minutes for hooking.
Hooking in front of the net against Ekblad, but the D are being very aggressive in the offensive zone, pinching down against the wingers, keeping plays alive. And Pasternak had a chance from the side of the net from a very sharp angle. Bobrovsky had to make a tough save. And then they just continued with the pressure and forechecking, and they've come out with a bit of ferocity to start the game, has Boston, and they get the first power play opportunity with some hard-working forechecking pressure in the offensive zone from the whole Boston team.
Scoreless, 16:22 to go in the first. Boston to the power play here for 2 minutes. Hooking against Aaron Ekblad. Out of the high slot, Pasternak, a shot blocked. Puck goes off to the near boards. Pushed along to the line. Pasternak the hold for Boston. Barkov near side swings it along. And this one goes all the way down to our left inside the Bruins end. Boston in the playoffs. 7 for 31 on the power play. 1 for 14 in the series. They were 0 for 3 on the power play in their Game 5 victory last time out. Dumped down to our right by DeBrusk. Into the near corner, Kulikov. Tied up by DeBrusk. Puck played up the near side by Mikkola. Hop by McAvoy. And now a lane for Reinhart. Down to our left. Reinhart near circle. Back in, out in front. Shot. Save made by Swayman as he denies Kevin Stenlund, who hopped in the rush there to generate the first big Panthers scoring chance of the game. 15:43 to go here in this first period. No score. Alongside Billy Lindsay, I'm Doug Plagans. Kevin Rogers back in the network studios. The great Doug Lane is our on-site engineer. And Danny Garcia back in our network studios. And happy birthday, Billy. When the Panthers are still playing on your birthday, means they're having a good run. If they're still playing on my birthday, June 9th, means they're having a really good run.
A great run, and a good chance shorthanded there. It hops over the stick of McAvoy, and Reinhardt's off to the races and gets it in front to Stenlund. Swayman had to come across and make a really hard, dazzling save against Stenlund.
Now here on the near side, puck picked up. Luostarina backhand out of the near circle. Goes wide on a deflection over to the far corner. Handled by Zacha. Around for Mason Lohrei. Bruins start up left to right across your radio. Lohrei up to his own line. Dropped it back. Zacha through the neutral zone. Gives to Geekie. Geekie in for Boston. Left side to Brazo. Played down behind the net. Geekie backhanded off to the near side. Van Riemsdyk for the Bruins. Back down to the corner. Intercepted. Ekman Larsson looked to clear. It's off Zacha. Bounces to Anton Lundell. And he'll send it down to our left. Pavel Zacha hobbled getting over to the Boston bench as that clearing attempt went off him deep down in the Boston zone. He's struggling to get over there, and he ultimately does get off the ice as the Bruins now with 33 seconds on their power play. Pasternak through center. Left side, Charlie Coyle for the Bruins. Into the far circle. Spins it out to the line. McAvoy. One-timer. Marchand fanned on it. Puck goes to the near corner. Picked up, and it's punched up the near side by Mikkola all the way down. That'll take us to the final 17 seconds of the Boston man advantage. Barkov pressuring McAvoy. Almost stole it away. Puck rolls off to the far circle. Picked up by Coyle. McAvoy back to Coyle up the right side for Boston. He'll send it down off the end boards to our right. Over to the far corner. Sam Bennett crunched there by DeBrusk. Loose puck along the far boards. Ekman Larsson looking for it. Back to 5-on-5 we go. Aaron Ekblad out of the penalty box. So the Panthers able to kill that off. The Panthers 1 for 1 on the kill. Clearing attempt held in by Coyle, though. Trying to walk it toward the net. Poked away by Ekman Larsson. Give to the right wing side for Carter Verhaeghe. Into the offensive end he goes. Peels off to the far boards. Takes a look out front. Backhands down to the end boards. Kachuk there. Kachuk in the trapezoid. Banks it out to the near point. Montour. Long wrist shot. And it's deflected out in front. Goes off to the far corner. Mikkola hammers a backhand around, but it's taken away and punched up the near side by Carlo. Held in by Montour. Now Coyle walks along with it for Boston. Hands it along to Maroon, and he will dump it down to our right. Deep into the Panthers and Matthew Kachuk. First one on the scene. A swiftly moving first period here in Boston. 13:39 to go in the first. No score.
Lots of tempo, just the way the players like it. You can get all four lines involved quickly into the action. Get some rhythm and pace.
Hampus Lindholm dangerously at the side of his net. A pass along. It was a backhand. He did get it out. Now Maroon to Lindholm. Hops into the rush. Gets out to center and guides it in. And both teams get some fresh legs out there. Gus Forsling up the far side. Puck collected by Anton Lundell. He'll walk it into the offensive end. Right wing side. Rodriguez across Forsling. Shot save made by Swayman. Pinballing puck in front. And to the rescue for Boston came Brazo. He'll clear.
Smart play by Forsling jumping up. They made that 3-on-3, a 4-on-3. He comes late, tries to go high glove against Swayman.
Back into the Panthers zone down to our right. It's Ekblad across for Forsling. Up the near side, Evan Rodriguez for Barkov. Near circle, spin move in front. Backhand try, saves Swayman. Couldn't reel it in with the glove hand. But Jake DeBrusk is there to grab control for the Bruins. To peek in the near corner. Flips it along to center. It's hauled out of the air by Ekman Larsson and dumped down to our left. Around on a Karam. Wotherspoon looked to clear. Couldn't peek up the near side. He won't get it out. Ekman Larsson near point long shot. Loose in front. Tarasenko there. Bats at it. Can't get it through. Still loose. Side of the net. And lunging out to cover Swayman, but he couldn't locate it. But Pasternak came to find the loose puck. And he'll flip a backhand out of the zone.
All kinds of craziness. The Barkhouse spinorama using his body well. Gets that clean shot. And then Swayman having difficulty hanging on to that puck in the blue paint.
Puck play down to our left, no icing. Swayman out to handle it. We've seen him misjudge a couple of pucks sent his way, Billy, already in this one. Nick Cousins will hold it down low for the Panthers. Into the far corner. Leaves it for Stenlett. Into the right circle. Up top, long shot from Montour, but Swayman had no trouble handling that. Saw it all the way with the glove, and that will bring us to our first media timeout as he holds on. 11:58 left in the first period. No score on a happy birthday Billy Lindsay edition of Panthers Hockey tonight. This is the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the all-pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
We have some breaking news that you Panthers fans are going to want to hear. It's official. SeatGeek is now the official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. That's right, the deal is finalized and SeatGeek is the newest member of the Panthers family. If you haven't heard the name yet, get used to it because you'll be hearing it a lot more this season. SeatGeek, the new official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. Your ticket to great Panthers seats.
Choose to see clearly. Stop getting foggy glasses while watching the game. No glasses, no contact lenses. Call Dr. Bosom, the Panthers eye surgeon at 954-442-1133. Plus, just by mentioning the Panthers, they'll give you $1,000 off your procedure and they're offering 0% financing for 2 years. CorrectVision.com, the only eye center in South Florida to offer all 5 vision correction procedures. Be sure to schedule your free consultation. Call 954-442-1133 or visit CorrectVision.com.
11:58 to go in the first period. No score. Panthers and the Bruins here in Game 6. Panthers lead the series 3-2. SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the Panthers. Get all your Panthers tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. That's SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Now, if the Panthers win this one, it'll set up a conference final date with the New York Rangers. If the Bruins win this one, there will be a Game 7 in Sunrise on Sunday at a time to be determined. So that's what lies ahead here.
Boston came out really strong, had the first 4 shots on net, then Panthers with that really strong penalty kill answer with 5 shots of their own. Panthers penalty killing has just been dynamite all series long.
Off the draw, puck squirts in on Swayman. The Bruins look to clear, can't do it. And now over in that far corner, it's Verhaeghe. Down behind the net, Sam Bennett looking out front for Tkachuk. Tapped away. Panthers escape at the offensive end. Bennett turns it toward the net. That deflects wide. Verhaeghe off the end wall looking for it. But it was poked away by Wotherspoon, who took a hit from Bennett. Got it onto Marchand. The Bruins clear. Sent back in, though, by Tkachuk.
Seen Marchand miss a one-timer in the offensive zone on a power play. In this one, he just gives it away. Maybe a little bit of rust from Marchand.
Now the Bruins working along, but Coyle lost the puck on his own. The Panthers spin it back ahead. It's played cross ice by Tkachuk here on the near side. Bennett on it, Bud, an offside call against the Panthers. 11:22 to go in the first period. No score. Panthers fans again this year working in partnership with Amaranth Bank to support military veterans throughout our community. For every save during the regular season, $40 was donated to nonprofits supporting military veterans. So the Panthers and Amaranth Bank back at it for a great cause once again. We'll have a face-off coming up near side of the ice just to our left of center. It'll be Anton Lundell with Evan Rodriguez and Eetu Luostarinen. Aaron Ekblad, Gus Forsling defensively. For Anton Lundell, he doesn't turn 23 until October. This is already his 41st career playoff game. Paul Maurice talked about how beneficial that experience has been for him so early in his career.
And he's been good in all the playoffs and been excellent again this year. And the Panthers just want to stay connected in this game, make sure everyone is supporting They felt they got too far apart last game.
Now the puck squirts off to that far circle, bounced away from Louis Doreen. Out come the Bruins, maybe 3-on-2. Zacha drop pass, nobody home. He regathers, gives to Brasso, and the puck played down to our right inside the Panthers zone. And now here on the near side, the puck picked up and sent along by Rodriguez. Now it's Etu Louis Doreen. He'll get across center ice, dumped in down to our left. Lowry in the far corner for Boston. He looks rink wide. Danton Heinen tapped it back. Carlo up the near side. And puck rolls away from Heinen down to our right. Not far enough for an ice, and Kulikov up the near side for Ekman Larsson. Lofted one along for Barkov, and he's going to be tied up immediately by Morgan Geekie. The Bruins regather control. McAvoy across to Lindholm at the Boston line. Rink wide. Geekie stopped in his tracks, but he's able to power ahead. Rolls one toward Bobrovsky that never got through. Cut off by Kulikov. And then the Panthers get a clear down to our left. So a foot race for this one. Lindholm will have to make a play on it. Behind the net, McAvoy. He took a hit from Tarasenko. Got a pass along. It's off the stick of Pasternak down to our right. Not far enough for an icing. Montour after this one with DeBrusk trailing in against him. Up the far side, Tarasenko to Reinhart. Dropped back. Montour dumped over at center ice. And the puck is going to take a roll down to our left as the Bruins take over possession. And both teams getting some fresh legs on with 9:49 to go. We've gone over half a period here in Boston, and we remain scoreless in Game 6.
Paul Maurice talks about their gap control and when it's really good. They have three players stacked across the blue line, and you saw it on that last play. Tarasenko was able to close down that time and space immediately.
And Riemsdyk a pass on for Beecher. He'll maneuver up the near side for the Bruins. Got it down below the goal line. Back behind the net. Nick Cousins after it. He'll take over. Leaves in the trapezoid for Nico Mikkola. 9:24 to go in this opening frame here in Game 6. No score. Panthers and the Boston Bruins. The last two games have been tight ones. Each team winning in that span. The Panthers took Game 4 3-2. Boston won Game 5 in Sunrise a few nights ago by a 2-1 final scores. The puck's punched along by Frederick into the neutral zone. He gets it back, rolls it over the Panthers line, taken back by Kulikov. Transition feed to Tkachuk just off the mark. And Lowry back ahead for the Bruins. Marchand, far side, taps it into the Panthers zone. Far side, Ekman Larsson looks to clear. Marchand held it in. Frederick into the far corner, looks out front. Couldn't connect with Coyle. He'll retrieve it on a bounce. Out to the line, Wotherspoon across to an open peak. Puts it out front. Redirected that one wide off of Frederick in front of the goal. Now Frederick tracks it to the near corner. Ekman Larsson takes it away from him. Looked to clear. Held in by Peak. Played down and off the end boards. Far corner. Matthew Tkachuk is there. Tied up by Coyle. Got it up the far boards. Bennett will ease it out to center. And it's taken back by Wotherspoon. Backhand through the neutral zone. Tapped along by Coyle to Peak. And he will dump it down to our right into the Panthers zone with 8:22 left and a scoreless first.
Even seeing desperation plays in the middle of the ice just so you can get it into your into the attacking zone there. Coyle laid out on his stomach. Made sure he could get to the bench for a line change.
Bruins know what's at stake here. If the Panthers win this one, their season is over. Puck goes down to our right. Evan Rodriguez after it. And he'll play it across on a bounce to Forsling. Forsling +8. Leading the National Hockey League, plus minus in the playoffs to this point. Mason Lowry, far side, tapped it along. Couldn't get it out. Now Louis Doreen inside of the net. Lundell looks to wrap it around, but it's sealed off here at the near point, or near post rather, by Jeremy Swayman. He leans out to cover up. 7:47 to go in the first period. No score. Panthers and the Bruins in Game 6. We'll bring it back to Boston with more in just a moment on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
More than 50,000 distracted driving crashes occurred last year in Florida. And sadly, close to 300 people involved in those crashes never made it home. Distracted driving is dangerous driving. It puts everyone in danger. The text can wait. Put it down and focus on driving. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles.
Kids, take the next step in becoming the ultimate Florida Panthers fan by joining the Panthers Kids Club. Members of the Kids Club can join for free and receive exclusive benefits, including free entries into monthly raffles, special offers, and customized content to stay informed on all things Panthers. Upgraded memberships, which include a Panthers merchandise pack and other additional benefits, can also be purchased. Visit floridapanthers.com/Kids Club for more information on all things Kids Club and to sign up.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the All-Pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
7:47 to go here in this first period. No score between the Panthers and the Boston Bruins in Game 6. Panthers lead the series 3-2. Another opportunity to close it out for the Panthers tonight. SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the Panthers. Get all your Panthers tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, that's SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. Well, the Barkov line will be on with the face-off coming to the offensive end. Barkov, Reinhart, Tarasenko, Forsling, and Ekblad. As it'll be Morgan Geekie taking the face-off for the Boston Bruins here. Geekie, DeBrusk, Pasternak, McAvoy, Lindholm on for Jim Montgomery's team. The Bruins, of course, being the home team, have the benefit of that last change.
DeBrusk has had a really good series in the Boston uniform, one of their best players. He's kind of stood out after a very average regular season for him.
Now here on the near side, the Panthers have it. Forsling, left point. He'll play it down low. It got away from Reinhart off to the far corner. Tarasenko on it. Far half boards in front. Barkov, a shot, and that's stopped by Swayman. Barkov let it go onto the far circle, ripped it on net, was able to receive that one and then get his body positioned to let a quality shot go in the blink of an eye to test Swayman. But again, Jeremy Swayman the save. He's turned away 6 of 6 so far.
Good forechecking pressure and get it right at the top of that right face-off circle, left-handed shot. And Barkov's had good opportunities, one on the spinorama. This time he puts it right into the gut of Jeremy Swayman. But Barkov, shoot every chance you get. He's got an elite shot. Sometimes he looks to pass. I like the shoot-first mentality.
Bruins have it off the draw. Here's McAvoy. A backhand out to center. Reinhart intercepts. Back in come the Panthers. Barkov near side. Has it along the boards. Barkov banks it out to the near point. Forsling across. Ekblad straight on. Long shot blocked by DeBrusk. Puck ricochets off to the far corner. Beecher will hand it along. And the Bruins get a clear from DeBrusk. A race for it down to our right. Geekie there. But Forsling sliced it away from him. Barkov back to pick it up. Rink wide feet. It's Ekblad. Ekblad across center ice, driven down to our left. Around it goes Wotherspoon. Backhand behind the Bruins net. Peak up the near side. Danton Heinen couldn't handle it. Puck rolled out to the line. The Bruins on their second attempt will get it out. Touch pass Zacha to Heinen. Backhand to Zacha. He cruises in. High slot shot. He zipped it wide. Pasternak off a lively bounce. He'll send one down wide of the mark. Into the far corner. Wotherspoon pinching in. He'll give to Heinen. Now Pasternak. His pass picked off. Panthers a chance to bring it along. Sam Bennett up the near side. Got away from Carter Verhaeghe. Rolls up to the Bruins line. Bennett on it, but a pass across. They whistle it. Offside called against the Panthers here. No score, 6:35 to go in the first period of Game 6. Have you heard about El Car Wash, the official car wash of the Panthers? For less than the price of a tank of gas, you can enjoy unlimited express car washes at all 40-plus locations. From Miami to Palm Beach to Naples to Orlando, come through one of our eco-friendly and state-of-the-art locations for a high-quality, fast and fun wash. Go to elcarwash.com to find the location nearest you. Join Wash Save. El Car Wash. Feel good, drive clean.
Zacha had some time and space. He got over the blue line, wired a slap shot, just missed the far left post, and Zacha's still looking for his first ever playoff goal. Gets a chance there.
25th career playoff game for Zacha. And he is, as you said, Billy, still looking to break through in the goal cone. McAvoy up the near side. Puck goes down to our right. Kulikov after it. Kulikov here on the near side. Little battle for the loose puck as Kulikov had it poked away down behind the Panthers net. Ekman-Larsson slams it up the near boards, and this one's going to go out through center. A foot race for it. Eetu Luostarinen shouldered here by McAvoy, and the Bruins come away with control. Coyle for Marchand. Dropped off for Coyle again. Right circle finds the trailer. Lindholm left circle. It hopped away from Frederick. Little too much on the pass, and the puck goes to the far corner. Frederick on it. Around for Marchand. Marchand here in the near corner. Couldn't get a pass out to the line. Anton Lundell scoots along for the Panthers now as he took it away. Up the near side, Lundell looking to pass across, bounces back out in front. A shot. Ekman-Larsson put it wide as he jumped in the rush there and set up a nice passing lane for Anton Lundell. Just pushed it wide, and the Bruins on the counterattack. Frederick up the near side out of the reach of Van Riemsdyk. Kevin Stenlund on the back check into the Panthers zone. He's got it. Left it back there. Bobrovsky will give it to Montour as both teams get some fresh legs on. It's played on by Montour. Tipped down to our left by Lombard. Onto the end board. Scooped up by Laura. He'll take it around the back of the Boston net. Backhand near side. Swatted out of the air by Beecher, and this one stays in play. Pat Maroon near side of the ice. Nudges one down along the boards to our right. Nick Cousins able to regather. Cousins across. Nico Mikkola to center ice for the Panthers, and he'll drive it in. Puck rims around the glass, near side Stenlund. Crunched in the corner by Carlo. Loose puck here on the near boards. Kevin Stenlund for the Panthers. Backhand out front, intercepted. Van Riemsdyk gave it to Lohrei, and then he'll hand it along to Carlo, who clears.
Not sure why Lindholm didn't shoot the puck in the slot. He had it right down the throat and tried to pass to Frederick.
Yeah, a couple of guys passing up shots recently for the Boston Bruins as Beecher will bring this one along, drops it back for Lohrei, looks across to Carlo, and he'll swing it up the near side down to our right. Gus Forsling back in the Panthers zone. 4:42 left in a scoreless first period here in Game 6. Ekblad, right wing side, Reinhart looks to Tarasenko, right circle, has a lane, a shot, a pan save made with the left leg by Swayman, and McAvoy will clear for the Bruins, swatted back along by Ekblad, cross corner, a race for it down to our left, Lindholm on it, backhand up the near boards, Reinhart held it in, but it's off Geekie, a scramble for it here on the near boards, Barkov to the corner, Verhaeghe dumped over by McAvoy, and now Verhaeghe back to his feet, gives to Barkov here on the near side, sent down behind the net, Reinhart looking for a lane near circle, couldn't get it to Barkov, he'll find it on a bounce off the near board, sends it around. Kulikov over on the far side. He'll maneuver out to the point. Long wrist shot, and that's gloved by Swayman. He'll hold it. 4:04 left in the first. No score. Panthers and the Bruins here in Game 6. We'll take you the rest of the way in the first period when we come back. This is the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Getting ready to take on spring? Make your first move with the reliable performance and power of Steel battery tools. From hedge trimmers and mowers to string trimmers and more, save on select Steel battery tools. Right now, save $50 on the RMA 460V lawnmower battery set. Real Steel. Find yours at steeldealers.com. With AK30 battery and L101 charger. Offer valid for a limited time only while supplies last. See participating dealer for details.
Get the most important woman in your life a 5-carat certified colorless tennis bracelet for $1,650. Set in 14-karat gold. Founded by a family of diamond experts for 3 generations. CleanOrigin.com offers hard-to-beat pricing for lab-grown diamonds. Get 10% off when you use code RADIO10 at CleanOrigin.com or one of our 6 store locations.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Welcome back inside TD Garden here in Boston. No score in Game 6. Panthers and the Bruins. The shot 7-4 for the Panthers with 4:04 left in the first period. Doug Plagans, Billy Lindsay, Kevin Rogers with you. All rights to this broadcast are reserved in every broadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Panthers and the National Hockey League is expressly prohibited. The Panthers trying to punch a second straight ticket to the Eastern Conference Final.
Boston had 4 shots in the first 5 minutes. Nothing since.
Really, since they got off that power play.
The power play, the penalty kill did a really good job for the Panthers. And again, that Reinhart, Barkov, Tarasenko line looks to have some jump. And they were the best line for the Panthers in game number 5. And they come out, set a bit of a tempo here in game 6 for the Panthers.
Off the face-off in the Boston zone, Wotherspoon has it. He'll fling it along, out along the far boards. Kulikov took a shot there from Frederick. Couldn't advance it deep. Second chance with it on for Bennett. Guided down to our left, deep into the Boston zone. Wotherspoon near corner. Backhand flip. Bennett the takeaway in front. Rebound try, but Swayman kicked it away before Tkachuk could net the follow-up. Now it's the line. Kulikov across Bennett, a drive. And it looks like we've got
a couple of players going in front. There's a battle in front from Verhaeghe and Andrew Peak, and they're both going to go to the box.
Yep, 2 minor penalties, 1 for each side coming up here, it looks like. I believe
Peak
thought it was going to be Peak, too. I think it's going to be Wotherspoon.
It's Wotherspoon. There's a battle in front between.
Number 23, 2 minutes for interference. Boston penalty number 29, 2 for embellishment.
So Wotherspoon gets embellishment, second embellishment call that we've seen. Lundell got one last game for the Panthers, and Tkachuk had a chance right on the doorstep before that, and he was just in a little bit too tight, could not elevate the puck against Swayman off a rebound chance. Bennett just threw it to the net out of the corner, and Swayman was able to make a left pad save, and then that scrum ensued in front between Verhaeghe and Wotherspoon, and they both are going to sit for a couple of minutes, and we'll see some 4-on-4 action.
So a face-off coming up, far circle down to our left. Inside the Boston zone.
Kachuk, Verhaeghe, and Bennett. Paul Maurice was talking about him this morning. Felt last game that their spacing was too far apart, and that's a group that they got to play tight together on the forecheck and be connected. And they were able to be down deep in the corner, and you can see when they're connected like that, they come up with the pucks, just throw it at net, and led to that rebound opportunity for Kachuk.
4-on-4 here as Peak will have it far side. Then Pasternak takes over for Boston again. The Panthers right to left, Bruins left to right. As we wind along here in period number 1, 3.5 minutes to play in this opening frame. 2 minutes of 4-on-4 hockey. Just getting started as Pasternak walks it along. He'll take it up the near side. Stops on the near boards, takes a look around, still has it before it's ultimately pulled away, but recovering for Boston is Zacha, and then Pasternak is dumped over by Montour. Fans wanted a call, not going to get it. Loose puck back inside the Panthers zone, race for it far boards. Anton Lundell beat Lori to it, and Lundell up the far side for Kachuk. He'll roll it back behind the net. Anton Lundell there. 3 minutes to play in a scoreless first period here in Game 6. Forsling back behind the net, walks it along straight ahead. Forsling drop pass, Reinhart over the Bruins logo. He'll dance in. Reinhart peels off near board, pass across. Marchand in the lane, bounces back to Reinhart. Given to Barkov here on the near side, down to the corner. Barkov down behind the net, puck rolls off to the far boards. Lindholm on it for the Bruins. Campus Lindholm up the right side, taken by DeBrusk. He's got some room through center to McAvoy. Off to the right side, drop pass Marchand. Marchand at the line, long wrister, that deflects wide. Over to the far corner, it's Lindholm pinching in. He's got it. Winds around the offensive end, centering feet, hopped away, out to the line. McAvoy to hold for Boston. He looks across the ice to an open Lindholm. DeBrusk straight on, a long shot, save Bobrovsky. No rebound surrendered there. Sergei Bobrovsky able to absorb that. 2:16 to play in the first, no score. 35 seconds left in the 4-on-4, and it felt like it had been a bit since Sergei Bobrovsky was really tested there.
He was. Lots of movement in the offensive zone, and they're able to work it back to DeBrusk, and he takes a little half clapper, but Marchand is late getting there to set the screen, and because Marchand can't get there in time to get the traffic in front, Bobrovsky is able to push out, make an aggressive save, and swallow it. No rebound. It has been a while for Bobrovsky. You're right. You got to go back to the start of the game when Boston had some pressure.
Shots 9-5 for the Panthers. Draw coming to Bobrovsky's right, and that's been something that's happened specifically in the 3 wins for the Panthers in this series, games 2, 3, and 4. Felt like there were often stretches where Bobrovsky would go minutes with no activity.
It didn't feel like that was it's a true statement. It did happen.
Here's Peak looking across Lori. Back across to Peak. It deflected off his own man, went out to the neutral zone, and the Panthers will start ahead. Lundell here on the near side. He's in there against Peak now. They'll battle down behind the net. Now take away Luostarinen with it. Cuts out front. Backhand try, and a save is made by Swayman. Into the near corner it goes. Loose puck here on the near side. Last year, round 1, when these two teams played, it was Eetu Luostarinen who scored the eventual game winner in Game 6. Coyle back in for Boston. Out front. Pasternak a shot. And a right pad save is made by Sergei Bobrovsky. His biggest save of the game so far, as it was a centering feed to the sniper Pasternak. And Bobrovsky got that right leg out there in the blink of an eye to kick it away and keep this game scoreless. 95 seconds to play in the first. Kachuk into the offensive end. He'll take it down to our left, onto the end boards. Kachuk, he's bumped into. Geekie comes away with it. Near corner for McAvoy. McAvoy for Boston. They'll cruise ahead left to right across your radio. Up the near boards. Danton Heining couldn't advance it. Second try. Rolled it over the Panthers line. Kachuk takes over. Backhand feed. Kulikov near side. Looks across the offensive end. Rolls to the far corner. Verhaeghe couldn't find it. Lindholm does. And he will score in Game 6. Long outlet Kulikov. Verhaeghe here on the near side. He's run into by Carlo. Loose puck gathered in by Wotherspoon. Back in off the near boards. Carlo just got away with one down there. Now the Bruins a breakaway. Zacha cruising in. Makes a move. Zacha back in. He scores. Top shelf Zacha with 52.8 on the clock in the first. It's 1-0 Boston. And Pavel Zacha, his first career playoff goal, comes at a big time for the Bruins.
Looked like there was clear interference down in the offensive zone for the Panthers against Verhaeghe. He just got ran over.
Carlo got away with one.
Yeah, Carlo just, for whatever reason, and they let the play go on. They flip it into the neutral zone, and they're able to spot Zacha. It's a battle. Verhaeghe, Carlo, and the shoulder, and all of a sudden DeBrusk, a backhand pass, no look backhand pass, is able to spot a streaking Zacha right down the gut. I don't know how DeBrusk made that pass. He wasn't even looking. He was just throwing it to an area and put it right on the stick of Zacha, and Zacha dusted it off, took it to his backhand, and shelved it against Sergei Bobrovsky for the opening goal.
So back to work we go. The Panthers will work one down to our left. Here's Lomberg, and we've got ourselves a stoppage. 44.5 seconds to play in the first. 1-0 Bruins on a goal for Zacha coming on a breakaway, and we've talked about it quite a bit. That was his first career playoff goal, and hey, credit where it's due. Top shelf on the back end. It was a nifty-looking one at that, and it came at a big time for Boston.
The goal was pretty, but the pass was sensational.
Yep.
Somehow DeBrusk had his face planted in the glass. I'm not sure if he knew Zacha's there. He was throwing it to an area, but it put it right on his stick and in full flight. And Zacha was able to win that foot race against Barkov on that breakaway. And that battle between Carlo and Verhaeghe, they're going to let him play. If that's going to be the standard, it has to be consistent for the whole game.
And we'll see how that continues as Stenlund and Cousins get crossed up at center, and now it looks like we may have a hand pass called down at ice level, bringing the sequence to a close here. It was DeBrusk and Wotherspoon, as you mentioned, assisting on Zacha's first of the playoffs.
Before you saw that, the struggle, we're watching Verhaeghe and Carlo go at it, and right before it ended, Verhaeghe stands up, and Carlo puts his shoulder right into his chest and knocks Verhaeghe down. And then the play developed after that, and it was a while. It's been a minute, and you look at the Boston roster, Charlie Coyle, only one goal, now Zacha. Those are two players that were so productive during the course of the regular season. Without Krejci, without Bergeron, need them for some production in the playoffs, and finally Zacha is able to get that schneid off his back.
Yeah, those are 20 to 25 goal guys every season. The Bruins can count on it. Puck play down to our right, an icing call against Boston. 20.9 seconds left in the first. 1-0 the score. But Billy, it also illustrates to me, a lot of times you look at the stats here and you see when a guy's career or when his playoff career numbers are right in line with his regular season numbers, or in some cases even better than his regular season numbers, it tells you a lot about the style of game the guy plays. And Carter Verhaeghe, his goals per game average actually goes up a little bit in the playoffs, and he's a guy that scores a lot during the regular season, but he's just built for this time of the year. Here's Reinhart, near point, Ekman Larson, a drive, and that one's blocked. Puck goes out to the neutral zone as the Bruins get a clear, and Tkachuk will rip it back in quickly. 11 seconds to go here in this first period of play. 1-0 Boston. Lindholm near side, tapped along by DeBrusk. Puck goes out to center. Ekman Larson stood up, rolled it along near side. Coyle the takeaway. The Bruins charge ahead. It's dumped down to our right. That's going to do it for the opening period from Boston. 1-0 Bruins through 20 here at TD Garden. Now we will have one of the Panthers joining us at ringside here in just a moment to quickly discuss period number one and how things felt out there. But Billy, your takeaways through 20 minutes here is the Bruins with that last-minute goal in the first. They have a 1-0 lead through 20.
Boston came out first 5 minutes. They were good. Got the penalty against Ekblad. Then the Panthers with that penalty kill seemed to get momentum. In the next 10-15 minutes, were able to get some scoring chances. Barkov had it. Looks, she generated. Tkachuk in front. The opportunities were there. Again, the goaltender, Jeremy Swayman, a big X factor in this series. When he's dialed in, he's proven that he's one of the best still around in these playoffs. He keeps the Panthers scoreless, and they get that breakaway by DeBrusk, and they're able, by Zacha, and they're able to capitalize. And you've mentioned players that are able to elevate. The one player that's been able to elevate on the Boston side in these playoffs has been Jake DeBrusk. Compared to his regular season. Now leads the team with 11 points in these playoffs, and that pass was one that's very, 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 very difficult to make. Panthers, you're okay. Down one, you created scoring chances. Continue after it. Much better first period than it was last game, being down 1-0. You can go in the locker room this time and say, okay, the gaps were better. We were connected. We're generating some chances. We're moving our feet. It looks more like the team that we're used to seeing. You give up the goal, you fall behind. We knew this was going to be a tight 2 days off for both these teams. We knew both the legs were going to be there, and you saw that on both sides. They looked a lot fresher all across the board for everyone that stepped on the ice.
So we'll be getting our guest ready downstairs here in just a moment as the Bruins lead this one through 20. 1-0 is the score here at TD Garden in Boston, Game 6. Panthers looking to punch a ticket to the Eastern Conference Final for the second straight year if they can get a win here tonight. The Bruins trying to extend the series. The Panthers certainly have had success here in Boston. So again, we'll get to your guest coming up downstairs here in just a moment. 1-0, it's the Bruins in front. after 20 minutes of play, and we're getting them ready downstairs. So we'll get to our guest here in just a moment, and we've got him downstairs. Eetu Luostarinen of the Panthers downstairs after one period of play. And Eetu, first, just your overall thoughts on the opening 20. You could tell they had some desperation. There was a lot of speed. You guys had some chances. What did you take from the first 20 minutes?
I think they came pretty hard from the first steps. I think it was a good pace first period, and I think we still have to compete a little harder, be more physical.
And Terry, even though you're down, same score as last game, down 1-0, but the first period has to be better looked upon. You generated more scoring chances and more energy, it seemed, than you did last game in the opening period.
Yeah, I think there was chances both ends. Both goalies played well in the first period, and I think we just have to get the goalies' ice more, and I think we can generate more chances of that.
And that too, this penalty killing group that you guys got going are clicking. Not only are killing penalties, but you're creating offensive scoring chances out of it. What's been the key to you guys really getting it done on the PK?
Yeah, I mean, just work hard, compete, just put sticks on the lane, block shots, and we go defense first, and if there's something to go offense for, we for sure go for it.
Eetu Luostarinen, our guest downstairs. Eetu, thanks as always for stopping by here. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
That is Eetu Luostarinen, the Panthers downstairs after 20 minutes of play. 1-0 Boston over the Panthers through one. Billy, let's get quickly to this day in Panthers history, presented by Baptist Health, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers. Remember, you can check out Panthers Virtual Vault, FLAPanthersVault.com, presented by Baptist Health, to browse all moments in Panthers history. Billy, it was a year ago tomorrow. Panthers played that 4-overtime thriller in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final.
That's when I got called out of the bullpen.
It was a long night. It was a long night, and the Panthers ultimately won it at 19:47 of the fourth overtime. We thought maybe we were on our way to a fifth overtime before Matthew Tkachuk ended things, and I'll never forget, getting the group text that the bus back to the hotel left at 2:35 and 2:55 a.m. That just illustrates how long that game went.
So in your broadcasting career, the most words ever spoken in a broadcast
was that night.
Would be that night.
Yeah.
Had to be 100%.
I mean, unless I'm doing like a 24-hour telethon by myself, I'm not sure how we would be able to even come close to that evening.
I'll never forget the call the next morning, and they said, Billy, you got to go on the road.
and it was great to get you as you were acquired for Game 2. So
I was warming up in the bullpen. I was ready, buddy.
That was quite a game, and it was the sixth longest game in the history of the National Hockey League. 1 year ago tomorrow, this day in Panthers history. Presented by Baptist Health, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers. Check out Panthers Virtual Vault, FLAPanthersVault.com. Presented by Baptist Health. Browse all moments in Panthers history. Well, the first period's come to a close. We send it back to Kevin Rogers in our network studios after this. He's going to have a look at what went on in the first, what's going on elsewhere. Check in on the South Florida sports scene as well. Our Ford First Intermission show with Kevin Rogers straight ahead here in Game 6. 1-0 Boston through 20 in Boston on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Barriers. I'm all about breaking them. Hi, it's Luis Fonsi, international recording artist and South Florida resident. When it comes to creating music, I love mixing different musical styles and creating something new and unexpected. Ford builds SUVs and trucks the same way, breaking barriers with what you expect. Ford delivers strength, capability, and mixes in a level of comfort and style that's new, exciting, and perfect for South Florida. Visit your local Ford dealer today to get a great deal on a new Ford SUV or truck.
Metro Group Miami, corporate partner of the Florida Panthers. The home of Metro Signs and Metro Wraps has been South Florida's business choice for quality signs and graphics for over 34 years. No sign is too big or too small for the experts at Metro. They bring brands to life. Call them today, 954-983-6662, 954-983-6662. Visit MetroGroupMiami.com to learn what they can do for you. Metro Group Miami, your everything team. Tabanero hot sauce is bringing the heat to the rink this game day, folks. As the official hot sauce of the Florida Panthers, enjoy Tabanero today at any concession stand at the Amerant Bank Arena. We've got it in every flavor: original, sweet and spicy, curry habanero, and extra hot. Their premium sauce blends are crafted right here in South Florida from all-natural, locally sourced ingredients. And the party doesn't have to stop after the stadium. Take Tabanero home with you by visiting your local Florida retail stores. Savor the flavor of Tabanero.
This is the sound of real people across Florida betting on sports. It's the sound of winning your bet, only on Hard Rock Bet. And if your first bet doesn't win, you get up to $100 back to try again. Hard Rock Bet is Florida's only legal sports book. Your home for betting hoops for any sport you choose. Download Hard Rock Bet now and get 2 shots at your first bet. Win, or you'll get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
This is the Ford First Intermission Report on the Florida Panthers Radio Network. Visit your local dealer or shop online at buyfordnow.com.
Ford First Intermission against now. Kevin Rogers with you. Game 6 of the second round series. Panthers need a win tonight to advance to the Eastern Conference Final against the New York Rangers. But the Boston Bruins, though, a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes of play at TD Garden. If the Bruins win tonight, Game 7 coming up Sunday at Amerant Bank Arena. And the Bruins coming off the 2-1 win in Game 5 to force the Game 6 tonight. Brad Marchand back as well for Boston after missing the last 2 games. And the Panthers are trying to close things out. 5 consecutive wins in the playoffs at TD Garden, including in Games 3 and 4 and the 3 in last year's first-round series win. So the Panthers trying to finish the job tonight. Sergei Bobrovsky and Jeremy Swayman again in the nets. The Bruins 4 shots out of the gate in the first 3 minutes. They went about 13 minutes without a shot after that. But the Panthers, though, could not capitalize, could not get that first goal. Instead, it was Boston breakaway-style Pavel Zacha giving the Bruins a 1-0 lead.
Loose puck gathered in by Wotherspoon. Back in off the near boards. Carlo just got away with one down there. Now the Bruins a breakaway. Zacha cruising in, makes a move. Zacha back in, he scores. Top shelf, Zacha with 52.8 on the clock in the first. It's 1-0 Boston. And Pavel Zacha, his first career playoff goal, comes at a big time for the Bruins.
1907, the time of that goal in the first for Pavel Zacha, his first of the postseason. Jake DeBrusk and Parker Weatherspoon with the assists. That gives the Bruins the 1-0 lead. Sergei Bobrovsky, 6 saves on 7 Boston shots. Jeremy Swayman, 10 saves on 10 Panthers shots. And for the third straight game, the Bruins scoring the first goal. They lost Game 4 at home, taking a 2-0 lead over the Panthers. Panthers came back with the 3 unanswered goals, and the Panthers losing Game 5 after Boston scored the first goal. Game 2, Boston scored the first goal, but the Panthers routed them in that Game 2 6-1. So not exactly the formula for the Bruins scoring the first goal equating to a win. So it's actually good news for the Panthers. You never want to fall behind, but it doesn't mean because you score the first goal, you're going to automatically win the game. So the Panthers still have work to do as they trail 1-0 through 20 minutes of play. Coming up, we'll take a look at the JetBlue out-of-town scoreboard and South Florida sports scene. All that is straight ahead. Game 6 at TD Garden in Boston. Bruins lead the Panthers 1-0 after 20 minutes of play right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Choose to see clearly. Stop getting foggy glasses while watching the game. No glasses, no contact lenses. Call Dr. Bosom, the Panthers eye surgeon at 954-442-1133. Plus, just by mentioning the Panthers, they'll give you $1,000 off your procedure, and they're offering 0% financing for 2 years. CorrectVision.com, the only eye center in South Florida to offer all 5 vision correction procedures. Be sure to schedule your free consultation. Call 954-442-1133 or visit CorrectVision.com.
This is the sound of real people across Florida betting on sports. It's the sound of winning your bet, only on Hard Rock Bet. And if your first bet doesn't win, you get up to $100 back to try again. Hard Rock Bet is Florida's only legal sports book. Your home for betting hoops for any sport you choose. Download Hard Rock Bet now and get 2 shots at your first bet. Win, or you'll get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
More than 50,000 distracted driving crashes occurred last year in Florida. And sadly, close to 300 people involved in those crashes never made it home. Distracted driving is dangerous driving. It puts everyone in danger. The text can wait. Put it down and focus on driving. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles.
I love the ocean.
Me? I love a slow winding river. I love the lake. Slick as glass.
But nothing compares to what you love inside the boat.
My family.
My child.
My best friend from first grade.
If you're behind the wheel of a boat, pay attention. That way your favorite water will always be safe water. Learn more about boating safety at myfwc.com. Brought to you by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
With you, Pavel Zacha, goal in the final minute of the first period, giving the Bruins a 1-0 lead, game 6 of this second-round series. Panthers up 3-2 in the series, trying to close this thing out. If not, game 7 would come on Sunday at Amerant Bank Arena. Let's take a look now at the JetBlue out-of-town scoreboard. JetBlue, you above all. And the late game tonight, the Stars and the Avalanche, they hook up in Denver. Colorado stayed alive with a win in Game 5 at Dallas. So Stars up 3-2 in that series, and same situation that the Panthers are in tonight. Stars trying to close it out on the road, and they look for the win tonight at 10 o'clock. The other Western Conference series continues tomorrow, could be finished tomorrow at 8 o'clock in Edmonton. It's the Canucks and the Oilers. Vancouver up 3-2 after they won Game 5 at home. So the Canucks looking for a trip to the Western Conference Final, and the Oilers trying to keep the series alive. And the New York Rangers, they beat Carolina last night. So the Rangers sitting and waiting for their dance partner for the Eastern Conference Final. It begins next Wednesday at Madison Square Garden. And regardless of what happens with if the series goes to 7 games of the Panthers and Bruins, the series will start coming up next Wednesday. Before we step aside, let's pause for station identification right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
The latest news of the night.
Svechnikov and now Hamilton. Back for Andre. He's in for a shot. He scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. AIS HD2 Boca Raton.
Coming up, we'll take a look at the South Florida sports scene and bring it back for the second period in Boston. Bruins lead the Panthers 1-0 in Game 6 of the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the all-pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
Tabanero Hot Sauce is bringing the heat to the rink this game day, folks. As the official hot sauce of the Florida Panthers, enjoy Tabanero today at any concession stand at the Amerant Bank Arena. We've got it in every flavor: original, sweet and spicy, curry habanero, and extra hot. Their premium sauce blends are crafted right here in South Florida from all natural, locally sourced ingredients. And the party doesn't have to stop after the stadium. Take Tabanero home with you by visiting your local Florida retail stores. Savor the flavor of Tabanero.
We have some breaking news that you Panthers fans are going to want to hear. It's official. SeatGeek is now the official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. That's right, the deal is finalized and SeatGeek is the newest member of the Panthers family. If you haven't heard the name yet, get used to it, because you'll be hearing it a lot more this season. SeatGeek, the new official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. Your ticket to great Panthers seats.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the all-pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
From Lone Depot Park. Up next is the second period in Boston as the Panthers trail the Bruins 1-0 right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Would your children like the opportunity to play hockey just like their favorite Florida Panthers players? Sign them up for Florida Panthers Learn to Play. Learn to Play is designed to introduce the game of ice hockey to boys and girls ages 5 to 9. For only $225, each participant will receive 6 weeks of on-ice training from Florida Panthers alumni and USA Hockey certified coaches, as well as a custom-fitted free set of ice hockey equipment that they can keep at the program's conclusion. For sign-up, location, and scheduling information, visit floridapanthers.com/learn-to-play.
Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You haven't subscribed yet, have you? Come on, hit that subscribe button. Help us get over 20,000 tonight. Don't be part of the 70% plus that has not subscribed, that's hanging out listening to this game. If you're listening and you're hanging out with us, hit that subscribe button and help this community grow past 20,000. We're so close. Thank you for hitting that button. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Just do it. It's really easy. And thank you. Much appreciated. Go whichever team you're cheering for. We'll see you in the chat.
Panthers lead the series 3-2. The Panthers win. They'll be off to the Eastern Conference Final for the second straight year, and they'll meet the New York Rangers. If Boston wins, there will be a Game 7 in Sunrise on Sunday at a time to be determined. Doug Plagans, Billy Lindsay, Kevin Rogers with you. Doug Lanes, our on-set engineer. Danny Garcia back at studio control. Panthers in white left to right, Boston in black right to left as we get set for the middle frame of action here from TD Garden in Boston. Barkov will stand in against Geeky for the opening face-off here.
Sucked into the near side of the ice. Will fire it in.
You get sucked in, but you know you have support there. That's the thing.
Sent up top, Forsling. Shoots. That did not get through. Blocked by McAvoy.
Yeah.
That stung him. Bruins feather it in. A breakaway. Pasternak backhand. But Bruins going to stop the rebound. He tried to bank it. Wow, he was wide open.
They've tried to go with that 5-hole a couple of times. That was a nice little passing play, getting that puck to Pasternak. It was after McAvoy blocked the initial shot, and he's shaking up on the bench, trying to shake it off right now, talking to the training staff. But Pasternak's been in a couple times. He's had 2 or 3 good chances here in this game so far, and that was the best one in all alone.
Montour fires it up the near side. Bennett, he'll charge ahead, center circle. Flipped it to the right of Swayman. Swayman let it go to the end boards and an outlet to the far side. The Bruins don't get it out. Kick to the top of the left wing circle. Verhaeghe shoots off the post. And now carried out by Marchand over the line right side. Chop back into the neutral zone.
Too many men.
Again.
Broken record.
18:43 left here in the second. Bruins going short-handed.
The shot off the post shouldn't have happened in the first place. The Bruins should have been able to clear that puck. But now they're going for a line change, and the guy going for a change decides to stay out because the puck comes to that direction, and somebody had already hopped out for him. Bobrovsky, he sealed off that 5-hole on Pasternak. That was the rush that they had, but now the Bruins go to the box for too many men on the ice. What was that, 7? It's 7 times now in the playoffs they've had too many men on the ice.
And Jim Montgomery talked about it again the other day. He said a big part of the problem, the pucks are not getting in when they should. So here we go. Florida the man advantage. They've scored 6 times on the power play here in the series. 4 of those came in Game 3.
I mean, that's important to note, right? Somebody had their stick broken in 2. That's Carlo. He's got no stick.
And Swayman will drill it up the middle and out to center ice. Here's Marchand. Motors by Montour into the far circle. Hits the brakes. And then Montour knocked him down in the far corner. Marchand gets back up. Right point, Carlo. Poke check, look out here. And the Bruins get back defensively.
Yeah, fans wanted a penalty, but that's a good hard play by Montour.
Center circle, it's Tkachuk over the line far side. Bruins short for another minute 20. Barkov leaves far side for Reinhart. He'll stick handle along the half wall. To the left circle, Verhaeghe rotates. Left of the net, Tkachuk. Flips it near side, Barkov. Up top, Montour. Back to Barkov, right circle. Looks, feeds right of the net, into the slot. Montour shoots. Swayman the save. The rebound. The Bruins got a piece of it. Barkov rockets one. Off the stick and over the glass.
Boy, you know that play's coming, right? They look for Reinhart in that bumper position for the quick one-timer. They finally get it to him, but that puck actually hops by him. And the shot came through from the point. Bruins can't quite clear it. And then a good block. Who was it that had that last block there, Judd?
Wotherspoon.
Good block by Wotherspoon off the shot from Barkov. Again, you know, that too many men, somebody going to the bench. The puck comes over there, so he stops and plays it, but somebody had already hopped on for him. It's happened way too many times here for the Bruins.
Great to see McAvoy back on the ice. He ripped it far side off for Hagen onto the Florida bench.
It was a wrist shot that just caught him in the wrong spot. Shouldn't this play come outside the zone? I guess any
Charlie Coyle will come out for the face-off, which is now in the far circle. That's on his strong side. 50 seconds left. Geekie serving the penalty. 17:33 left here in the second. Bruins 1, Panthers nothing here in Game 6. Coyle wins another draw. Chop back of the net. Lindholm fanned on his clearing attempt. Along the near side. They battle for it up to the right point. Tkachuk wheels to the slot, tees it up. His shot sailed off a stick to the far corner. Left point for Hagee. Muffed his pass, cut off by Lindholm. Gets some leverage on a backhand, and then Coyle was knocked down. Right point now, Tkachuk, right circle. Into the slot, it's fired just wide. Tkachuk back of the net.
That was for Hagee that knocked down Coyle to keep that puck alive.
Near corner, McAvoy trying to get it free. Barkov hacked it over to the near side. 10 seconds left on the Florida power play. High slot Montour. Near side to the circle. Barkov right of the net. Tkachuk centered. Verhaeghe couldn't hold the pass. Geekie is out of the box, so the Bruins have killed it off. And now they've got the puck out at center ice. Here's Geekie. Protects over the line left side. Bruins going for a change.
Yeah, Coyle was going to the bench. He might have had an opportunity had he been able to not been at the end of a long shift.
Lohrei. Left point to the high slot. Pasternak. Left circle. Geekie shoots. Bobrovsky the save. And he's able to cover it before DeBrusque could get his stick on it.
Yeah, good answer by the Bruins right after the kill, the penalty. Couple tense moments for the Bruins defensively, but Pasternak's got a chance to shoot this from the middle. Going to fake the shot and give this puck to Geekie in the left wing circle. That was after Lohrei makes a strong play offensively at the offensive blue line. That's fought off by Bobrovsky. That's a pretty dangerous shot there off the stick of Geekie in the left wing circle.
He's got 4 goals here in the playoffs, 2 in this series.
The only penalty kill was pretty strong, although they did win a draw and they couldn't get the puck out.
Puck drilled out to the neutral zone, cut off by Pasternak. Florida gets it back, dished over the line. Here's Lundell near side. He had a goal in Game 4. Geekie pries it free. The Bruins can't get it out. Paddled back of the Bruins net, far side. Losterinen, he'll shovel it back of the net. Near hash, it's Rodriguez. Wings it up top. Forsling, here it comes. And Swayman was screened. That went wide. Losterinen dished it up top. Forsling shot blocked by DeBrusque.
Yeah, that one hurt. That one hurt. DeBrusque seems to be okay, though.
Our side is sent toward the front of the net. Swayman directs it behind. Now DeBrusque taps it up the near side, just out to center ice. But you got the long change this period.
He might need a change, though.
Puck rimmed around. DeBrusque has to eat one, and it's tap back of the Bruins net. Peak, off balance, sent it to the far side.
Here's your push by the Panthers. Can you handle it?
Near wall, it's Lohrei. He'll paddle it up left wing. He didn't get it out.
Nope. Got to be better than that on that play. Got to be better than that.
Cousins rifles it back of the net. Lohrei.
It's a long shift. You've got to suck it up right now.
15-15 left here in the second. Bruins with a 1-0 lead. Cousins had it picked off by Pasternak. He'll pass it off the glass.
That gets everybody off the ice. So
Pasternak with a steal, send it out in front. It's deflected off Mikkola, and Bobrovsky had to make a save. Now out in the neutral zone, Beecher pestering Ekman Larsson.
Yeah, he tried to draw a penalty, did he not? Did you see that?
Bruins send the puck up the middle, and out they come. Here's Beecher over the line, 2-on-2. Left circle, left of the net, back of the cage. His pass up top. Carlo shoots, blocked. Verhaeghe intercepts. He'll send it to the middle. Bennett now to Verhaeghe over the line, high slot. Poke check. Tkachuk fires, and Swayman came out and just stabbed it. 14:30 left here in the second. Bruins 1, Panthers nothing.
It's a really good opportunity for Tkachuk, but it starts off the Bruins have possession of the puck in the offensive zone. They get the shot blocked. Carlo trying to get it through. It gets blocked. And then Florida the other way with 4 guys on the rush, and eventually Verhaeghe's going to have the puck poked off his stick, but it comes right to Tkachuk in the right wing circle.
Face-off near circle, the Bruins end. Reinhart will take the draw against Zacha as the game's only goal. Puck slammed around to the far side. Here's Forsling. He gets there first. Drilled it to the far corner, cut off by Lindholm. Up top, Forsling shoots. Swayman sucked it in.
Yeah, good look.
And holds.
Good look. Now the Bruins have to handle this forecheck, right? Florida's having their push right now. Even though the Bruins had a good chance from Geeky, but the Panthers had the power play. Now they're trying to assert themselves offensively. Trying to hem the Bruins in their own zone, make it difficult for them to come out. And they have over the last few shifts, so it's up to the Bruins to be able to handle this pressure, handle this push, and get back to moving the pucks north as quickly as they can here.
Face-off far circle, it's Barkov against Coyle. Early movement. Barkov kicked out of there. Reinhart will step in and take it. Coyle rolls up the sleeves and wins the draw. Here's McAvoy, closed down by Barkov. The Bruins sizzle it out to center ice.
Well, they blow the zone, right? Frederick's right out of the zone.
Marchand over the line left side into the slot. Coyle backhand, but Bobrovsky the save. He thought he trapped it.
Yeah, the Bruins' chances will come. They've been kind of quick hitters, right? You had the chance by Zacha in the first period, which results in a goal. You had Pastrnak, you had Coyle right there.
They battle for it along the near side in the Florida end. Coyle creates some space. He knocked down Ekblad. Ekblad tried to come back at him. Marchand stepped into him with a shoulder. Puck squirts up the right side, and out to center ice is Barkov over the red line. Sent it just in.
Ekblad barking.
Out in the neutral zone at the red line near side. Frederick would have hit the Bruins, pry it free. Florida changing. Heinen locked up far side with Forsling. Chopped it to the far corner. Lundell had his pass attempt blocked. Ekblad threw it up the middle. The Bruins got a glove on it. Brazo center circle. He'll wheel in. Poke check by Forsling.
Forsling, he's outsized there, right? But just a good stick, good position, good feet, to make sure he pokes that puck off of Brazo's stick.
Bruins swing the puck up the far side out to center ice.
Somebody got hit with something here. Luosterainen is down.
He's slow to get back to the bench. Dropped his stick.
He's one of the guys that the Bruins felt embellished last game.
Along the near side. Puck sent back of the net. No question he did. And the Bruins chop it out to center ice.
Being nice.
Puck dribbled to the front of the net. Lomberg sprayed Swayman with some snow and Peak escorts him to the end boards. 12:34 left here in the second. Bruins 1, Panthers nothing. We'll take a timeout here in Game 6 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local New England Honda dealers.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
You either put up or shut up. Marchand does, Doughty does, Stone does. And if you don't have enough of those players, get rid of them, because they'll make you lose. They'll frustrate the fan base. I want people that are with me, rowing in the same direction. And if you can't, get out of town. We'll find someone who can.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
There is no competition in soccer quite like the UEFA Champions League. And it's on Sirius XM FC.
Kylian Mbappe delivering when it matters most.
The stakes are higher now in the knockout stage, where one goal can transform a club's trajectory.
Jude Bellingham's driving, scores!
And one performance can turn a stud the Champions League knockout stage. And all the top matches are on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Hi, this is Ray Hudson, and for all the biggest matches from club soccer's holy grail, the UEFA Champions League, tune in to Sirius XM FC 157.
Jake DeBrusk, Parker Wotherspoon with the assist on the Bruins' opening goal. That's our delivery of the game, delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Granite City Electric Supply, celebrating 100 years of service to electrical contractors in New England. Visit granitecityelectric.com to order. Face off in the far circle of Bruins zone.
Yeah, when I watched the replay, it looked like Luosterainen actually caught some friendly fire. Might have caught his own player's stick up high. And he went up the ice down to the locker room, but it looked, at least from the angle I saw, Judd, it looked like it was his own teammate.
Pretty valuable part.
Could be wrong on that.
Third line. We'll see. Face off far circle the Bruins end. Verhaeghe will take it against Coyle.
And he remains in the Panthers locker room. They're one short on the bench right now.
Bruins win another draw. Peak drills it up the far side. Marchand with a guy on and brushed it out to center ice.
You had Wotherspoon in the middle if you want. That weak side defenseman's there.
They battle for it, and it squirts back into the Bruins zone. Wotherspoon wings it ahead. Marchand dished it over the line. Frederick dips left circle, shoots. Bobrovsky to save. Gave a rebound and covered up.
Again, the quick hit right off the. So the Bruins win that draw. They're going to go out. They're going to blow the zone, and that's what they're kind of doing now to get this puck out. It's going to pull the defense back, so they can't pinch down the boards because you're blowing the zone. At least get outside the blue line to make this play. And Marchand, it was really close to being offside, but Frederick ends up picking up that puck and gets a good shot away with Coyle going to the net.
They saw him near circle in the Florida end. 12-12 left here in the second. Each team with 12 shots. The Bruins with the only goal. Zacha will dig in.
Had some good looks in this period.
Right off the hop, David Pastrnak in all alone. Puck tossed out to the neutral zone, gloved by McAvoy. He'll pitch it ahead. The Bruins guided over the line. Comes right back to Pastrnak. And he drills it onto the bench. We've got to stop.
Between the Pipes is sponsored by Charles D. Sheehy. If you're in the piping trades, you need to call Charles D. Sheehy, Boston's premier piping and mechanical product supplier. Sheehy is driven to deliver. Between the Pipes for the Panthers here, Sergei Bobrovsky, and for the Bruins, Jeremy Swayman.
Just thinking of David Pastrnak and his impact here early in the game for the Bruins. I remember Don Sweeney, I think it was before Game 5, he said, listen, great players, they get heavy attention. They have to be able to fight through that.
He's had 3 good looks in this game, unable to dent Bobrovsky just yet.
Bruins snap the puck to the near corner. Pastrnak with the check. He leveled Ekblad. Far side, Geekie took a shoulder and down he went.
Reverse hit there on Geekie.
Tarasenko did not play much in the first period. Lindholm fought off a check, got it out to center ice. Here's Geekie with a step near circle. Guy out in front. Pastrnak swings out in front, deflected just wide. Bobrovsky's gone for a swim. He's lost his stick.
McAvoy on the backhand, just chipped it wide. Wide open.
Pastrnak knocks it down, drills it out in front. Geekie couldn't get off a shot. Forsling chopping at it, sent it far side. And out at center ice, slapped into the Bruins zone by Reinhart.
Bruins have had some good looks. They just couldn't quite finish there.
Here's Heinen. Center circle. One-handed pass ahead, did not get there. Heinen then with a stick lift. Lundell battles with him between the benches. Just under 11 minutes remaining here in the second. Bruins 1, Panthers nothing here in Game 6.
Be hard on this puck. There you go. That's Lori going back for it.
Over the line, high slot Brazo. Tried to hook the pass for Rodriguez. Now Cousins. Hands to Lundell. Leaves near point Cousins. His shot partially blocked by Brazo. Far side, Ekman-Larsson stepped up. The Bruins get the puck out. Now Brazo spun around Cousins.
That last commercial timeout shot, I was watching the Bruins bench. Joe Sacco kind of runs the defenseman. He had every defenseman over there and had their attention. I'm sure it's about breaking pucks out and how they need to get pucks out of the zone and how they play pucks. Cousins now going down to the locker room for the Panthers. So McAvoy wanted that on the forehand, going to the net. He had to adjust at the last second. Backhand pass from Geekie to the right wing circle to Pastrnak, and then Pastrnak spun and tried to get this pass in front to McAvoy. He just chipped it wide on the backhand. The puck was rolling on him.
Face-off center circle. Verhaeghe wins it. Fourth line out for the Bruins. Near side, Wotherspoon couldn't get a piece of it. Montour throws it out in front. That changed directions. And Swayman the pad save.
Fourth line against one of the Panthers' top lines here.
Here's Tkachuk. Flipped it near side. Big tester. Bennett sent it up to the near point. Back of the Bruins net, it's Peak. He'll hack it over to the near side. Locked up with Verhaeghe. Bruins trying to battle to get it free. Peak got knocked down. It squirts back of the net. Tkachuk. Tkachuk throws it to the left point. Mikkola pounds it down low. Tkachuk wrapped up, stripped of the puck. The Bruins bat it to the near corner. Peaks on it, a backhand. The Bruins use the left wing boards. They can't get it out. Now batted to the far side. Montour dives in. His shot rocketed wide. Near wall. Mikkola, long shift for this group in black and gold. Now Tkachuk far side.
Florida's starting to make a change. Getting fresh bodies out.
Poke check, but that's held in. Beecher gets it back. He'll bang it out to the neutral zone, but who can get off? Tkachuk over the line right side. Wings into the slot. Returns. Tkachuk right of the net. Barkov shoots. And Swayman the save. The Bruins chop it near side. And the Panthers pass it up the middle. It's Kulikov. He couldn't hold it. The Bruins get a few more guys
D
off.
are stuck out there right now, and it's Peak and Wotherspoon.
How about that? Karam off the partition right to Swayman, who was deep in his net. Makes the glove save. And the Bruins survive that. We'll take a timeout. 8:52 left here in the second. Bruins 1, Panthers nothing here in Game 6 on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local New England Honda dealers.
The Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot are in a league of their own when it comes to rugged capability. But it's not just performance that makes these cars special. It's the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. Visit your local Honda dealer or shop online today.
Hey, it's Felger here for Catches Law, New England's injury attorneys since 1986, and now the official law firm of the New England Patriots. With over $2 billion won and over 50 local attorneys that live in the same communities as we do, Catches Law are the experts to turn to when you're injured and you can't work. Catches Law handles more workers' compensation cases than any other law firm in Massachusetts, winning the largest verdicts in the Commonwealth in 2020 and 2021. So, let them get to work on your case. There's no fee unless you win. Go to catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Imagine a place where you are never far from your next adventure. Welcome to Prince Edward Island, Canada, a destination where the breathtaking views rejuvenate the soul. Discover 700 miles of coastline with white sand beaches and red cliffs, the freshest flavors from land and sea, world-class golf, outdoor adventures, and authentic cultural experiences. Come find your island. Prince Edward Island, the official travel destination of the NHL and a proud partner of the Boston Bruins. Learn more at explorepei.com.
There's nothing quite like the Honda Accord Hybrid and the CR-V Hybrid when it comes to exhilarating efficiency. But what truly makes these hybrids special is the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. Visit your local Honda dealer or shop online today.
Book a visit to the Bruins Heritage Hall and immerse yourself in the rich 100-year history of the Boston Bruins. Located on the second floor of TD Garden and integrated into tours of the Sports Museum, Heritage Hall includes the latest technology, interactive exhibits, games, and exclusive artifacts that bring to life the remarkable moments of the Bruins franchise. To experience it yourself, visit bostonbruins.com/Heritage Hall. Face-off in the near circle of the Bruins zone. The only goal in the game, Pavel Zacha scoring at 19:07 of the first. The shots here this period, 6-5 in favor of the Panthers.
Wow, that was a good shift by Florida, just having the puck in the offensive zone against the Bruins' fourth line that time.
Up to the right point now, Ekblad. Wheels looking for a seam, shoots wide. Far side, Tarasenko. He'll wing it up top. High slot, Ekblad. Shoots, deflected in the slot, and the Bruins poke it ahead and out to center ice.
The Bruins' chances this period have come off the rush. And there's been some good ones, right? And Boston are going to break away.
Out in front, Broza will drive, and Bobrovsky the save. After the Bruins forecheck triggered a turnover.
He was wide open. Heinen from below the goal line. Him and Zacha get a free puck and find Brazo. Soft spot, wide open, point blank.
That was Ekblad who coughed it up. Puck rolled to the far corner of the Bruins end. 8 minutes to go here in the second. Look out, McAvoy overskated a puck, rims it over to the near side, trouble. Into the slot, it's fired by Tkachuk, and Swayman the save! Right down the chute, Tkachuk denied!
Can I say unforced error, Judd?
Yes. Over the line, right side to Brusque, drops, Frederick, holds, Coyle, the pass was just behind him, and Coyle comes back in the neutral zone as Tkachuk got finished by Wotherspoon. Now it's guided to the far circle in the Panthers end. Tkachuk is the lone guy back. Coyle chopped it out in front. DeBrusk's shot, and Bobrovsky the save. And the Panthers wheel the other way. Here's Verhaeghe over the line right side. Twist in the high slot. Fires blocked. DeBrusk got a piece of that. It's still free. And Lundell shoots. He scores. He got that loose puck and drilled it low just inside the near post. Bruins won. Panthers won.
Well, it was right after DeBrusk had blocked a shot in the slot area, but nobody can locate that puck. Florida's going to keep it alive, and Lundell eventually is going to take this shot and is going to beat Swayman low to the glove hand side. A couple of great saves made by Bobrovsky. Brazo had one, DeBrusk the other, and I didn't give Verhaeghe enough credit there. I think he poked the puck off a Wotherspoon's stick. After DeBrusk blocked the shot, Wotherspoon picked it up, but Verhaeghe keeps it alive with a poke check, and it's going to go right to Lundell for the quick one-timer from the slot.
So all even with 7:16 left here in the second. Bruins win the draw, bank it ahead, chopped down low by Pasternak. He'll wing it over to the near side. Rodriguez took a check. Bruins have it. Pasternak, his shot blocked by Ekman-Larsson, and it's pounded out to the neutral zone. Lori back to get it. Chased, harassed by Rodriguez, guides it out to center ice for Marchand. He'll wheel over the line high slot. Tried to dish near circle. Pasternak's got it. Backhands toward the front of the net, cut off by Kulikov. And Rodriguez wheels the other way. Over the red line, in it goes. Around it comes. For Lundell, that's his second goal in the series. Pasternak over the line to the right circle. Looking to center, gets it back. Centers for Marchand, and it's blocked.
It went right off the skate of Forsling. Wide open.
And now it's an odd man chance, 4-on-3 for the Panthers. Reinhart fed it to the far side.
Nice back check from Pasternak, yeah.
Blocked it away from Tarasenko. Beecher with it. He'll lift it off the glass and back into the Florida end. Van Riemsdyk. He's got it back of the net. Chopped it to the far side. Centered out in front, and Beecher deflects it into the protective netting.
I can't tell you how close that was. Pasternak tried to pass initially. It got blocked, but puck comes right back to him off of Ekblad's skate, and now Pasternak's going to walk right to the front, and he's going to make this pass backdoor, and Marchand's got a wide open net. It goes right off the right skate of Forsling, and he didn't even really move it.
6:09 left here in the second.
After the goal was scored, Jim Montgomery went with Pasternak and Marchand on the same line, along with Geekie.
Face out in the far circle in the Florida end. Lundell unassisted at 12:44 to square the game.
Verhaeghe should have had an assist on that. He makes that play. Doesn't matter, but...
Coyle in for the draw. He'll take it against Verhaeghe. Coyle's kicked out of there. So Frederick will step in and take it. Bruins win it. Right point now, McAvoy to the middle. Fires, his stick shattered. He's got to stay in the play, however. He put a bump on Bennett over the line right side. Bennett to the right circle. Took a hit, got knocked down by Heinen. He came back and drilled him.
Penalty coming up to the Bruins.
Here's circle of his own zone, Montour. Bobrovsky off of the extra attacker. And the whistle blows. It's going to be interference. As Bennett's barking away with Coyle. 5:38 left here in the second. One apiece. We'll bring you back for a Florida power play when we return on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local New England Honda dealers.
It's the Ford SUV Season Sales Event at your local Ford dealer. That's where you'll find great offers across the entire Ford SUV lineup, including Ford Escape, Expedition, the built wild Ford Bronco, and America's all-time best-selling SUV, Ford Explorer. Hurry in for amazing offers across a huge selection. This is Ford SUV season. Let's get going. Based on S&P Global Mobility 1946 through current U.S. total new cumulative registrations for all vehicles identified as SUVs.
Catch all the playoff hockey action at Apex Entertainment in Marlboro with 30 luxury bowling lanes, a chef-inspired menu, and 2 full bars with signature cocktails and local craft beer. It's the perfect destination to watch the game with over 85 TVs. Visit Apex in Marlboro or apexentertainment.com.
A lot has changed since our start in 1960. Machines have gotten stronger, smaller, bigger, and smarter. With new technology, you can get to grade faster, hit your target payload the first time, and reduce the chance of accidents. But what hasn't changed is our commitment to you. At Milton Cat, our business is supporting your business with quality equipment, parts, and service. Visit MiltonCat.com today to learn why we've been the Northeast's trusted equipment dealer for over 60 years.
It's only human to be passionate, loyal, and all in when it comes to the Bruins. And it's only human to expect the same from your bank. And just like every season, TD will be there for all the wins, losses, and memorable moments. Best of luck this season. TD Bank, the bank of the Boston Bruins. Member FDIC, TD Bank NA.
Charlie Coyle off for interference, and Florida will have their second power play in a 1-1 game late here in the second period.
Yeah, Matthew Tkachuk is really strong on his feet until he doesn't want to be strong on his feet. And let's just say he helps draw this penalty on Charlie Coyle. Coyle gave him a shove into the boards, and Tkachuk ended up on his back with his arms sprawled out. You don't see that happen if he doesn't want it to.
Beecher out to take the draw against Barkov, far circle in the Bruins zone. Barkov wins it. The puck wrestled up top. Montour gave it away, and Marchand's got it.
Got a key penalty killer in the box with Coyle there.
Bruins fling it all the way down. Montour back to get it. Far side, he'll leave it for the late coming Barkov, center circle to Reinhart. He'll wing it in. Far corner, drilled back of the net. Stabbed along the near side. Reinhart couldn't hold it.
He had that red. He's got time here.
And it's drilled all the way down by Lindholm. 5 minutes to go here in the second. One apiece.
Good help from his partner in Carlo.
Now Montour near side. Bats it back to the left of the net. Set up by Bobrovsky. Here's Reinhart. He'll motor up the middle. He's got 2 goals in the series. Sent far side for Hagee. Cut to the front of the net. Poke checked. Zacha locked up. The pass comes up top. Montour trapped it. Picked off by the Bruins. Verhaeghe then sizzled it wide. Near side Tkachuk had it stripped, and the Bruins batted up left wing and out to center ice. Short for another 55 seconds. Tkachuk muscled it to the far circle of Bruins zone. Bruins kick it up top. Heinen dives to fire it down. 43 seconds left in the Coyle penalty. Montour up the middle, leaves it. And now Rodriguez up the right side. His pass to the middle, broken up, and the Bruins flip it back out to center ice. By the way, that's who Lostarinen came back during that last TV timeout. He's on the bench. Near point Bennett holds and then stumbled as he tried to stick handle. The Bruins close on him, steal it. Here's Marchand. He'll fling it toward the net. Bobrovsky has to be alert at the near post. 7 seconds left in the power play for Florida. Tarasenko, right wing, Rodriguez taps it down low, peek back of the net. They scored it off the puck, and then the Bruins hack it far side. Coyle's out of the box, and the Bruins a relatively easy kill. But they can't exit the zone. Flip to the net, and Swayman the save as Lundell was able to dribble one into the blue paint.
Yeah, it's Avidia Bank and Patrice Bergeron have teamed up again this season for Assists for Kids. For every Boston assist, they'll donate $50 up to $37,000 to help Metro West youth hockey players pay for hockey. Get details at avidiabank.com/Team Bergeron. Avidia Bank, honest to goodness. Member FDIC, member TIF.
They saw far circle in the Bruins end. Paul Maurice mentioned the other day that This series is far closer than the final score in some of these games would indicate. It's been a battle, and then one team breaks through and pulls away. Geeky in for the draw, wins it. Bruins hammered up the far side, don't get it out. Back of the net, Lori slapped it over to the near side. Pasternak couldn't get leverage on the puck. Near circle, it's Cousins. Sent it out in front, Swayman the save. And he holds.
You know how I feel about when you win a face-off inside your own zone cleanly. At that puck, you have to make better plays to get the puck out of the zone. You just end up back on your heels for... I know Florida's going to make an adjustment and try to keep it in, but full possession off of a clean face-off win in your own zone, that puck's got to be out.
Face-off near circle in the Bruins end. Zacha opened the scoring for the Bruins. He's going to step in and take the draw against Stenlund. Fourth line out for Florida. Bruins win the draw. Here's Lori. Slams it to the middle. Zacha out at center ice. Flipped it ahead, and it's deflected in deep. Ekblad charging after it. But the hit from Zacha. Cousins flipped it just inside the Bruins line. Lomberg battling Lori.
Yeah, you better be hard on Lomberg in this fourth line.
Back of the net, here's Carlo.
Yep.
Got hit hard by Cousins. Bounced off the check. The Bruins don't get it out. Forsling left circle shoots, and that one sails wide. Near side, here's Pasternak. Center circle. Lori taken down behind the play. Apparently that's okay. Ekblad back of the net. Passed over to the far side, Forsling, and the puck is hammered all the way down. Swayman back of the net. Bad handoff as he communicated with Lindholm. The Bruins drive it over to the near side, played off the wall, and they'll drill it out to center ice all the way in. And now we got an icing call here on the Bruins.
It was well behind the play. Lori was trying to jump up into the play, and he was locked up with Stenlund right in front of the penalty boxes.
Part of the Bruins' frustration here in this series. Yes, they've taken some penalties they have deserved, but some of the calls that haven't necessarily gone their way. Florida's had 27 power plays, the Bruins 15 in the series. Coyle against Lundell, far circle. The puck batted into the slot. Marchand carries it back of the net. He'll drill it near side. This won't get out. Marchand trying to battle to get it out to center ice. He does. Here's Lindholm. Right wing McAvoy. Coyle took a bump in the neutral zone from Montour. Far side Verhaeghe. Slams it into the far corner Bruins zone. Lindholm escapes one forechecker. Rims it near side. Marchand kicks it out to center ice. Here's Frederick in flight. Left point. Feathers for Coyle. He'll turn near side. Up top Coyle. Right point. Heinen, his shot deflects over the glass with 1:33 left here in the second, one apiece.
Coyle wanted to rotate that puck right up to the left point, but unfortunately the Bruins were making a line change. That's a nice job by Lindholm, though, getting the puck out of the zone, making a tape-to-tape pass as opposed to just wrapping it around or holding on to it too long. And the Bruins end up with possession. That's Coyle, pulls up left wing side. He's going to look late, but can't find anybody.
They saw far circle in the Florida end. Pasternak hops onto the ice with Geeky and DeBrusk. Big DeBrusk's father, Louie, in the house tonight. Bruins will make a change on the back end for this offensive zone face-off. Geeky crouches down. Linesman wants to get the Bruins set on the circle. Off the draw, Ekblad slams it to his partner Forsling. It's hopping around. Bruins keep the puck in. Right point, Pasternak. He'll fling it back of the net. DeBrusk far corner. DeBrusk far hash. And he's closed on it. Florida will break the other way. 4-on-2. Here's Forsling over the line, right point into the slot. Shoots. Swayman a blocker save. The rebound grabbed by the Bruins. They'll crank it out to center ice.
Bruins were able to get back. DeBrusk has been really active. He had a bad break on that Lundell goal. He blocked the initial shot, and the Bruins couldn't locate it and be strong on it. But he's had a number of blocks here in this game so far. He called for offside now.
Couldn't handle a rolling puck that was bouncing in front of the Bruins bench. 57 seconds left here in the second. One apiece here in Game 6. The face-off will be in front of the Bruins bench. Or check that. It's going to be at the near dot, just beyond the Bruins line where that pass originated. Zacha will come out to take the draw against Barkov. Bruins control the puck. Here's Lindholm near side. Sorts it out. Drills it off the glass into the Florida, and it bounces by Montour. Zacha bearing down on him. Bruins get it out in the neutral zone. The Bruins have to tag back up, and it goes. Near corner, Montour takes a look. It's batted up the middle and back into the Bruins' end. McAvoy's on it. He had the game winner in Game 5. Bruins shovel it down low. Brazo had a great chance denied earlier this period. Sent to the far side. Reinhart took a check. The puck does get out. The Bruins grab it. 20 seconds left. Heinen left point. Tried to send it out in front. Montour, nice play to get his stick down.
Had Zacha going to the net. Heinen trying to find him. He was there.
10 seconds left. Thrown deep by Zacha. Brazo chugs after it. Montour sent it away from Brazo. Reinhardt's got the puck. And that's going to do it for the middle frame. So the Florida Panthers get the only goal in that second period. We're through 2 here in Game 6. Bruins won. Panthers won. Beers and I will bring you back for the second intermission in a moment on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local New England Honda dealers.
The Honda you want is here. Now's the perfect time to drive in the moment with the rugged and capable Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Find your adventure with great offers now available on the Honda you want. And when you're driving a Honda, you're driving the brand named Kelly Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value Brand for 2023.
See dealer for financing details based on 2023 brand image awards from Kelly Blue Book. Visit KBB.com for more information.
Hi, this is Jake DeBrusque, and I'm excited to team up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation and 98.5 The Sports Hub once again for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck this season to help score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in our local communities. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure our neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation will be enabling a donation of $100 every time we feed the puck for a goal to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help end hunger, up to $50,000. To learn more about Feed the Puck for Families, visit 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Hey, it's Felger here. The NBA playoffs are heating up, and so is the action at the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Teams are knocking on the door of the conference finals, and DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. Don't miss out as the NBA postseason heats up. It's super easy to get started with DraftKings if you're a first-timer. Try betting on something simple like your team to win. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, and place your first bet. It's that simple. And if you're new to DraftKings, just check this out. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. You have to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code SPORTSHUB. Again, new customers get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours, and you must use code SPORTSHUB to get in on the action.
Hope is here. 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. Must be 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Physically present in Massachusetts. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
Hi, I'm Charlie McAvoy. Service Credit Union and I are defending New England's heroes. Service will donate up to $100,000 this season to cover heart and cancer screenings for New England's fire and police. Get details at servicecu.org/73.
Waiting hours to have your vehicle's oil changed is a thing of the past. Say goodbye to long waits and dusty waiting rooms, and hello to convenience at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Your full-service oil change takes about 15 minutes to complete, and you'll stay in the comfort of your own vehicle for the duration of your service. Plus, no appointment is ever needed. Go to newenglandoilchange.com to find a location and save a coupon for your next visit. Now open in Raynham, Reading, and Braintree.
Backhands it over to the near side. Over the line, high slot is Zacha into the slot. Backhand, he scores! His first career Stanley Cup playoff goal. Pavel Zacha makes it 1-0 Bruins. That's our Bruins Exceptional Play, presented by Timberline Construction, providing truly exceptional service in construction management, pre-construction, design, build, and due diligence support. Learn more at timberlineconstruction.com. Timberline Construction, exceptional, no exceptions. It's one apiece at the end of 40 minutes here in Game 6. Here's you alluded to it. Florida was making its push, and Anton Lundell tied it.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a broken play because Jake DeBrusk makes a good block in the slot area. And the Bruins do locate it, but Wotherspoon never really got full control of it. Verhaeghe knocks it off of his stick. It goes right to Lundell. And Lundell's shot actually beats Swayman. You know, it's a bang-bang play. It beats Swayman underneath the glove. So above the pad, underneath the glove. So, I mean, good finish by Lundell. You know, when you break down that period, Judd, and even the game in general, the Bruins' chances, other than Brazo, a lot of the Bruins' chances, and Brazo's a great opportunity, but other than Bruins, most of the other Bruins' chances have been kind of quick hits, right? Like off the rush. You know, Zacha's goal. The Bruins had a couple other opportunities. Geekie had a chance. Pastrnak with a breakaway. Tried to go forehand, backhand, 5-hole, and Bobrovsky shut the door there. Quick 2-on-1 after Pastrnak beats Ekblad over on the right wing side, and he tried to make a pass in front to a wide open Marchand. It just glanced off the skate of Forsling, just enough to disrupt it. McAvoy off the rush, coming and getting that pass from Pastrnak. I mean, there's been some good opportunities there for the Bruins. And in turn, Florida's had some decent chances as well. There was a tip that went off the post early in the second period, and of course Lundell's goal and Tkachuk's goal, and Tkachuk has had a couple of looks as well that Swayman has made possibly more difficult saves look routine because he's been locked in and dialed in. But I mean, you're 1-1 now. You're going into the third. I know Florida's got a 21-14 shot advantage. I don't know if that's indicative of the way the game has gone in terms of grade A chances. Territorially, the Panthers have had, I think, the advantage in this game. But at the same time, the quality of chance or the grade A opportunities on the Bruins side, and you've had Bobrovsky come up with some big saves and then a couple shots that were misfired or that didn't get through on the pass, that is specifically from Pastrnak over to Marchand. 2
huge penalty kills for the Bruins in that period.
Yeah, but broken record, right? Again, and the too many men on the ice. It's just, I don't know. You know, every one of them's different. Not every one of them, but a lot of them are different. This one was somebody's going to the bench. The puck comes over there. You stay out to play it. The guy that, you know, is hopping on the ice for you is already out there. So you just can't do it. That's a mental mistake. And that's happened the last two that the Bruins have been called for. They get through it. Coyle, interference on Tkachuk. You know, I'll say it again. Tkachuk can be strong on his feet when he wants to. You know, he knows what's coming. He ends up flat on his back with his arms sprawled on his side. It's like, come on. You know, what are we doing here? So, but Coyle bumped him. Wasn't much. It's been something that's been harped on in between games. I know that. I know that for a fact because they called Lundell last game. They called Wotherspoon here today for embellishment. I'm talking about. We've had 2 embellishment calls in 2 games. I thought that could have been a third right there. You know, knowing exactly what's happening to you. Tkachuk's a big, strong guy. So, whatever, though. They kill it. And now it's just will, right? It's just about will. I think the Bruins have done a fairly good job. They got hemmed in their own zone a few times where they couldn't get pucks out. I know that they had a conversation during one of the commercial timeouts where Joe Sacco had all the defensemen over, just talking about how to handle some of the pressure, I'm assuming. You know, the face-off wins that don't get out, that bothers me a little bit. I'm sure it bothers them. The unforced errors, and there was one about 2/3 of the way through the period that the Bruins just didn't handle it right. You know, they full possession of the puck, not much pressure, kind of token pressure by the Panthers, and don't handle it properly. But that hasn't been the issue here today. It's a 1-1 game. Both teams have had their opportunities, and both goaltenders, as we've seen throughout this series, have been sharp.
Scoring summary in the first, it was Pavel Zacha scoring his first NHL playoff goal from Jake DeBrusk and Parker Wotherspoon at the 19:07 mark. Anton Lundell tied it with his second unassisted at the 12:44 mark in the second period. Shots in favor of the Panthers, 21-14. The attempts through 40 minutes are in favor of the Panthers now 50-28. On the power play, the Bruins 0 for 1 and the Panthers 0 for 2. Music of the game is brought to you by Live Nation. Blink 182 One More Time Tour live at Fenway Park on July 23rd with special guest Pierce the Veil. Get tickets now at redsox.com/Blink182. Joe Murray has your Sports Hub headlines next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local New England Honda dealers.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
You either put up or shut up. Marchand does, Doughty does, Stone does. And if you don't have enough of those players, get rid of them, because they'll make you lose. They'll frustrate the fan base. I want people that are with me, rowing in the same direction. And if you can't, get out of town. We'll find someone who can.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app. And then
here's a chance. Oh, what a stop!
There were 8.
At the line, long drive, rebound, they scored!
Zadorov behind the net for Garland in front. Lindholm scores!
As Martin backs it in, he scores!
With the first round behind us, the battles only get more intense.
Blocked by Montour, out in front, Bobrovsky!
Follow your favorite team.
The Stanley Cup playoffs continue.
NHL Network Radio,
Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
There is no competition in soccer quite like the UEFA Champions League. And it's on Sirius XM FC.
Kylian Mbappe delivering when it matters most.
The stakes are higher now in the knockout stage, where one goal can transform a club's trajectory.
Jude Bellingham's driving, scores!
And one performance can turn a star into an immortal.
Harry Kane finishes off the game.
It's the Champions League knockout stage, and all the top matches are on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Join me, Ward Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind, wrist the line, and walks in, put it between his legs, shoots and scores!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it, there's a chance, rebound, Caulfield, shoots and scores!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, moves in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Sports Hub headlines.
All right, we got 2 games on the NHL slate tonight. One at 10 p.m. as Colorado hosts Dallas. Dallas looking to close out that series up 3-2. Some other NHL news. Craig Barube, he's now the new head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. NBA playoffs just underway. Game 6 between the Pacers and Knicks. Indiana with a 15-12 lead at the moment in the first quarter. The winner awaits, the Celtics await the winner of this, and we do have an update on Kristaps Porzingis. He's expected to remain sidelined for the start of the Eastern Conference Finals, which should start on Tuesday and Thursday. Optimism for a return in the upcoming season. This according to Adrian Wojnarowski. Kristaps Porzingis could be back in the next round. So only one game on the NBA slate tonight, and the Red Sox are currently in action right now in the second inning. They trail St. Louis 3-2. Brian Bayo on the mound. He's given up 3 earned on 4 hits, so St. Louis is a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the second inning. Bruins playoff hockey's here in the Pro Shop. Powered by 47 has you covered with everything you need to rep the black and gold in the postseason. Shop exclusive Bruins playoff tees, hats, pucks, and more. Visit BostonProShop.com to shop online or stop by the hub on Causeway to make sure you're geared up for the hard-hitting playoff hockey action. Bees and Panthers tied at 1 as we head into the third period. I'm Joe Murray, Judd and Bob. We have all the action coming up next here on the 98.5 The Sports of Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local New England Honda dealer.
At Milton Cat, our business is supporting your business with quality equipment, parts, and service. Visit MiltonCat.com today to learn why we've been the Northeast's trusted equipment dealer for over 60 years.
Hi, I'm Patrice Bergeron. This season, Avidia Bank and I are continuing the Assist for Kids program. For every Boston assist, Avidia donates $50 up to $30,000 to help Metro West families pay for youth hockey. I would also donate $7,000 for a total of $37,000 to help even more families. Get details now at avidiabank.com/Team Bergeron. Avidia Bank, honest to goodness, member FDIC, member DIF.
Now, it all started on a rainy Sunday, and I was enjoying a peaceful drive before the arrival of the in-laws when...
It's a disaster. That sneaky dog of yours got up on the counter and gobbled up the cake.
So I can pick up
It's gotta be from the place off Highway 9. Hurry, they're almost here.
Luckily, my Nissan Altima was built to handle the unexpected. With available intelligent all-wheel drive, I was able to save the day without a slip-up.
You made it.
Piece of cake.
Drive the Nissan Altima. Now get a low $209 per month lease for 36 months on the 2024 Nissan Altima. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. Intelligent all-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Well-qualified lessees 2024 Altima SV front-wheel drive. $4049 initial payment excludes tax, title, license, and $695 acquisition fee. Includes $625 manufacturer's rebate applied to $209 per month lease. Disposition fee due at lease end. Take from new dealer stock. Call 1-888-858-8319 for offer details. N6324.
Dunkin' is dropping a new kind of energy. Introducing Sparked Energy by Dunkin'. It's energy for the fun of it. Available in 2 full-on delicious flavors. Berry Burst and Peach Sunshine. It's what you need when your afternoon needs you to get going. A revitalizing burst of caffeine, vitamins, and minerals gives you the energy to turn the fun up to 11. True story. Drop by or order ahead on the Dunkin' app today. Fruit flavored, contains 0% fruit juice. Caffeine from Caffeine and Guarana. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
The Bruins are back on the ice, and this season you can be in the stands to experience it all live. Shop a wide variety of seats for every match from Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of the Boston Bruins and the NHL. And make sure you don't miss a single moment. And rest assured, if your plans change, Ticketmaster has you covered so you can securely sell your seats to other fans with just a few taps. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
Hockey season means it's Peerless Boiler season. Now is the perfect time to replace your old boiler and water heater with a new Peerless Boiler and Pavilion tankless water heater. Don't wait. Act now. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
The biggest plays on the ice.
He's up ahead, Panzeroni to the net, backhand score! What a move!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Now it's time to look back at 100 years of Boston Bruins hockey, presented by Granite City Electric.
He'll feed it in front of the net. Ryder there to knock it away for the Bruins. And headman it up ahead to Sagan. Sagan 1-on-2 trying to split the D. He does. He's to the net all alone. A backhand and he scores! Another beautiful goal for Tyler Sagan on the backhand to tie it up. It's 2-2. And the Bruins look to break 2-on-1. Up ice is Horton along with Sagan. Sagan on the right side. A wrist shot and he scores! On the 2-on-1 break. Tyler Sagan is third of the playoffs. And the Bruins are up 2 with 8 seconds left. Krejci in the left circle in the Tampa zone. He'll just backhand it in behind the net. Stamp goes deep in the Tampa end. Plays it up ice, but that'll do it. And the Bruins tie the series at a game apiece.
Back on this date in 2011, Tyler Sagan, 2 goals, 2 assists, and a 6-5 Game 2 win against the Tampa Bay Lightning. All 4 points came in the second period, tying an NHL record for points in a period in a playoff game. And the Bruins scored 5 goals in the second period, the most in a single playoff period since April 11th, 1991, when they tallied 6 against the Hartford Whalers. That look back at 100 years of Bruins hockey was presented by Granite City Electric Supply, celebrating 100 years of service to electrical contractors and our communities throughout New England. Go to granitecityelectric.com.
I remember that game well, right? I mean, first couple games were high scoring, and then all of a sudden the coaches said, no. We got to clamp down a little bit, and goes all the way to the final Game 7, and ended up being a 1-0 win for the Bruins to win it. The early part of that series was wide open. And then it got much tighter as the playoffs went on, as that round went on.
The guy who pitched the shutout that night in the building tonight, Tim Thomas, he was the banner captain here for Game 6. Bruins working left to right. We're about ready to start the third. They drop the puck. The Bruins have it. In it goes. And we're underway. One apiece. Ekblad near side. He'll pound it off the glass. Got it out to center ice. Cut off by McAvoy. Bruins deflected in deep. Back of the net now, Bobrovsky. A little miscommunication for a second. Then Forsling scooped it up. Drills it up the left side to Tarasenko. He'll wing it over the line right side to Barkov. On his backhand. Shields the puck. Met by McAvoy. Back of the cage. Banked up top. Montour. Here it comes. Deflected. Off the post. Swayman trying to recover.
Thought it was in.
So did I.
Thought it was in.
Swayman thought it was in, but the referee on the backside, Eric Furlat, said no. We're going to find out here very quickly.
I hope Eric Furlat's right. If the buzzer doesn't go, you know it wasn't in because they'll stop play.
Bruins drill the puck up the middle. Here's Frederick over the line with a step. Shoots, back of the net it goes.
It's a good sign. We haven't heard anything yet.
Marchand out in front, deflected. Coyle shoots just wide.
Got blocked.
Peek back of the net, had his pocket pick, knocked down by Marchand. His pass up top. Verhaeghe had his stick taken out of his hands. The Bruins trying to keep the puck in, and it's popped back into the Bruins zone.
Oof.
Drilled in by Wotherspoon around to the near side. That was too close.
That was all Barkov holding on to the puck down low before rotating it out high.
Mikkola hoists it out to center ice, but it's cut off by the Bruins. Poke back into the Bruins end. Peak, rink wide to his partner Wotherspoon. Back to Heinen. He'll snap it in. Just over 18 minutes remaining here in the third. One apiece here in Game 6. The Bruins have to win to force Game 7 on Sunday. Out at center ice, Carlo poke-checked it away from Rodriguez. The Bruins trying to toss it in. That hit somebody on the Florida bench.
Hit the linesman.
Did it? Right circle, Brazo. Knocked down by Kulikov.
Good defensive play there by Kulikov coming across.
Bruins keep the puck in. Right point, Carlo. Shoots wide. Brazo couldn't get his stick on it. Held in by the Bruins. Gloved by Heinen left point. He'll fling it down low. Looking for his first goal of the playoffs. Back of the net, Forsling. He'll scoot up the far side. Trying to skate by Zacha, who got a shoulder into him, and it's turned over, but the Bruins give it right back. Fired in as Florida was changing. Near side, Stenlund braced for the contact. Drilled back of the net by Cousins. Shot free by Lohrei. Left of the net, Lomberg. Up top, Forsling shoots. Swayman the save. He pulled it somehow out of that traffic cleanly.
Guys got to be harder on pucks right now. I mean, it's do or die. You've got to be harder on pucks. Yeah, this puck tipped. Didn't see who had the tip, but Swayman thought it was in. It went off the post and then back out, and it hit Swayman's right leg and then left foot as he's sliding to his right. That puck was tipped on its way in on the shot by Montour. It was a right shot in front of the net. I believe it was Reinhart that got the tip.
17:25 left here in the third, one apiece. Bruins win the faceoff. Couldn't get it out. Back of the net now. Here's McAvoy, far corner. Oh, he threw a big hit into Verhaeghe, who's lost his stick, but the Bruins again can't clear. Forsling right circle. It's sent out in front. Swayman stabs it from Reinhart, who's disgusted he couldn't put it over the top of him.
Again, the Bruins win this draw. Lindholm's alone on the boards, and he stumbles trying to play this puck, and all of a sudden Florida's got pressure. Confident save made by Swayman, but it shouldn't even be there.
17:08 left here in the third.
Reinhart was below the dot in the right wing side. Tried to go short side high. Puck might have been going wide, but Swayman wasn't taking any chances.
Reinhart had the lone goal for Florida in Game 5. His other goal in the series, an empty netter. Beecher in for the draw against Lundell.
Surprised they're not kicking Beecher out here.
He wins it. Wotherspoon back of his net. He'll bank it up the near side.
Nope.
This doesn't get out. Near side Lundell.
You're blowing the zone, so the puck's got to get up to the forwards in the neutral zone.
Montour shoots, deflected down and wide. Bruins are playing with fire. Near side, Beecher threw it ahead. It's gloved by Lundell. He'll toss it to the far side. Wotherspoon let it roll. Peaks, slapped it over to the near side. Coyle creates a little space for himself. He'll flip it out. Gloved by Marchand. Beecher didn't want to play it because he was changing.
Yeah, he had his back to it anyhow. He was going off the ice, but he won that draw clean, and the Bruins didn't get it out.
Up the right side, the Bruins turn it over. Not a good start. Left circle, Rodriguez, his shot. Zacha got a piece of it. Can they battle through it? Losterinen up top. Somebody's lost a stick. It's drilled off the surface.
So that pass was intended for Brazo up in the neutral zone, but the angle that you take off the wall, it doesn't get to him. Florida jumps it. So if you're going to blow guys out of the zone, I get that. That's fine. But you've got to be able to locate pucks, and if you're the guy throwing the puck up the boards or out of the zone, it's got to get out. They're tentative with the puck right now to start this third period.
Charlie Coyle mentioned that early in the series, they had a problem. He felt like they were too robotic, weren't making the right reads. But in the last couple of games, in 4 and 5, they started to do a better job of that, and as a result, weren't hemmed in as much. Near side Lomberg.
And I'd completely agree with that.
Puck ripped in, the Bruins tag up.
4 minutes of this third period, though, it's like...
Here's Lomberg, far side. Lohrei stepped into him. Carlo comes back to help. Lohrei and a steer around Cousins.
Be strong here.
Guided up the far side. It's like, out to the neutral zone.
You're under pressure, especially when the fourth line's out there for Florida, but any line, but you got to be strong on your stick and strong on plays that you make.
Ekblad threw it off the surface. So where's this faceoff going to be? Where were his feet? 15:31 left here in the third, one apiece, and it's going to be a faceoff right in front of the Florida bench. Zacha will step in and take the draw. He has the Bruins' lone goal. Lundell scored in the second period to tie it. McAvoy flings it in. Bobrovsky, the stick save. McAvoy nearly from long range. Wouldn't that have been interesting?
It was just a tricky one. It was like a short hop.
Here's Forsling. His partner was knotted up with Heinen behind the play. Forsling near side. He'll slap it up the middle. Bruins trying to deflect it away along the near side in the Bruins zone. McAvoy pounds it ahead. Tap to Reinhart, left of the net. Bruins converge. Nice job by Zacha. Forsling shoots. Deflected far side. Heinen got a piece of Mikkola. And then Lindholm got a piece of it. Heinen swings it to the middle. McAvoy. Indirect off the wall. Brazo knocked down in the neutral zone. Over the line right side, McAvoy. And we've got to stop and play as Mikkola. Brazo is now getting to his feet. This was behind the play. What do we got? One apiece. 14:43 left here in the third.
It's an offside. Neither referee had their arm up.
Well, now the referees are going to talk it over.
Yeah, there's not much there. Brazo got interfered with a little bit by Verhaeghe, but there's not a whole lot there. Verhaeghe's just coming across. Does he make contact? He gets Brazo's head. I mean, if Coyles is interference on Tkachuk,
The play is under review for a major penalty to number 23 of Florida.
He gets him high. And it's interference for sure, but neither referee had their arm up. It's kind of a glancing blow, but Verhaeghe knows exactly where Brazo is. Brazo's looking back at McAvoy. He can't see where Verhaeghe's coming from. Verhaeghe's got everything right in front of him. He can avoid that contact if he wants. He doesn't raise his arm or anything like that, but he makes contact with the chin of Brazo. It's not hard, but he can avoid that.
The officials have taken a look.
I don't think it's going to be a major. It's a pretty quick decision here.
After review, the Boston player skates into the Florida player. There is no penalty on the play.
He's looking back. He's looking at his defenseman. He doesn't see Verhaeghe coming. Verhaeghe's got everything in front of him. So the Boston player skates into the forearm of, or the upper arm of Verhaeghe on purpose. I don't think it's a major penalty by any means. But Verhaeghe's got everything in front of him. He can avoid this contact. Brazo doesn't see him coming. And if you're going to call interference on Coyle, that could be easily interference right there because Brazo doesn't see him coming at all.
Face-off at the near dot just beyond the Florida line. Coyle in to take the draw against Lundell. Lundell wins it. He'll crank it over to the far side. And Montour stumbled. Still able to recover, sent it in. Peak dished it over to the near side. Frederick back to help. Frederick wings it cross ice. Wotherspoon drills it ahead. Bruins lose it in the neutral zone. Now Lundell over the line right side. Dish to the far circle. Tkachuk sent it up top. Montour. Rister deflected over to the near side. Back of the net. It eludes Peak. Frederick with a check on Tkachuk. Wotherspoon stumbled back of the net. Backhands it over to the near side. Marchand a dish to the middle. And the Bruins stay with it. Coyle out to center ice. He'll bat it down low. Marchand going to forecheck. Locks up with Montour. And the Panthers will exit the puck. Here's Bennett. He'll
Montour
speed
coming
ahead.
late.
Over the line. He sends it to Losterine, and the pass never got out in front. The Bruins hack it over to the near side. Back of the net. Now Carlo. Left wing feed. Marchand looking for Pasternak. We got an icing call. 13:35 left here in the third, one apiece.
Around the NHL is presented by the Massachusetts Health Connector. Act now. Get covered at mahealthconnector.org. One other game tonight. Dallas Stars taking on the Colorado Avalanche. Dallas with a 3-2 lead in their series.
They saw far circle in the Bruins end. Geekie will take the draw against Reinhart. Reinhart kicked out of there. So Barkov will take it.
It's a pretty good consolation.
Barkov wins it. Reinhart shoots. Swayman the save. Batted back out in front and gloved by Swayman.
Barkov wins it clean for that chance.
13:31 left here in the third. Bruins won. Panthers won here in Game 6 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local New England Honda dealers.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
You either put up or shut up. Marchand does, Doughty does, Stone does. And if you don't have enough of those players, get rid of them, because they'll make you lose. They'll frustrate the fan base. I want people that are with me, rowing in the same direction. And if you can't, get out of town. We'll find someone who can.
The Power Play. Weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
There is no competition in soccer quite like the UEFA Champions League. And it's on Sirius XM FC.
Kylian Mbappe delivering when it matters most.
The stakes are higher now in the knockout stage, where one goal can transform a club's trajectory.
Jude Bellingham's driving, scores!
And one performance can turn a star into an immortal.
Harry Kane finishes off the game.
It's the Champions League knockout stage, and all the top matches are on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gort Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Hi, this is Ray Hudson, and for all the biggest matches from club soccer's holy grail, the UEFA Champions League, tune in to Sirius XM FC 157.
Stay up to date on the latest Bruins playoff news, ticket offers, and more, and sign up to receive 2024 playoff updates. Visit bostonbruins.com/playoffs to sign up now. Face-off in the far circle in the Bruins zone. The shots this period, we've played 6.5 minutes, 4-2. The Bruins won. Reinhart in for the face-off against Beecher.
Yeah, but you had a big one that went off the post. It doesn't count as a shot on goal at the tip. And that chance right there by Reinhart off the face-off.
Here's Tarasenko. He'll drag it back to the net near side. Turn, shoots. Swayman the save as the Bruins box out. And Swayman covers up.
Possession twice in a row by the Panthers here off of face-offs. One was Barkov, clean face-off win for the chance. And then this one They get to it. Now Beecher will go off. He was out there for that face-off on that side. Now the face-off comes to the other side, so it'll be Geeky against Barkov.
Barkov wins another. Left point, Forsling. Hacked it near side. Reinhard shoots. Gloved calmly by Swayman again.
To get possession off of these things. And then have a game plan once you do. Fortunately, Swayman got a good look at that shot from Reinhard on the left wing side. Lindholm doing a nice job on Barkov in front.
Barkov wins another. Near side now, Forsling. Sent out in front. Angled over to the far side. DeBrusk gets there. He'll drill it off the wall and out to center ice. Pasternak and a backhanded toward the Florida end. Grabbed by Lindholm. Indirect off the wall. Scooped up by Barkov.
So we're 7 minutes into this period, Judd. The Bruins need to get their legs going. Florida's had a push. They've had some opportunities. They've had possession in the offensive zone.
Forsling up the left side out at center ice. Deflected down low by Verhaeghe.
Oh, Swayman he was signaling for an icing, and the linesman behind called it off.
There's Marchand. He'll speed in, far circle. Hits the brakes. Up top, Wotherspoon. Shoots, and Bobrovsky makes the glove save. He holds. 12:34 left here in the third, one apiece.
Yeah, Frederick trying to get to the net. Coyle trying to get to the net. Wotherspoon with the wrist shot as Marchand with some speed coming down the left wing side off the bench. Pulls up, finds Wotherspoon. And Frederick had a chance at that tip. He was in pretty good position there in between the hash marks. Just couldn't come up with it. And shot ended up drifting wide. And Bobrovsky wasn't taking any chances.
Bruins still have the edge in faceoffs, even though Barkov has won a few here in this period.
He's won 4 in a row.
Bruins have won 60% to this point. Zacha in for the draw. He'll take it against Rodriguez. This is a different look. The Bruins win the draw. Near side, Lindholm, left circle. Sends it out in front. He was looking for a dish, and it's gloved by Bobrovsky.
He's looking back door for Heinen, and Montour's doing a good job on him, but it's like... Lindholm doesn't want to just throw it at the net without anything there, right? There's nobody in front. Montour doing a great job of boxing out. Heinen trying to get to the back door, and then Bobrovsky realizing it, that Lindholm really doesn't have a whole lot from that left wing side. He's going to make a good save.
Face-off far circle in the Florida end.
Or an alert save, let's put it that way. It wasn't a difficult save.
Bruins win the face-off. Here's Lohrei, left hash. Shoots, blocked, back of the net. It sails over to the near side, held in by McAvoy. High slot, Heinen shoots. Glove save made by Bobrovsky as Brazo had darted to the front.
Now possession for the Bruins off of a couple face-off wins in the offensive zone. The Panthers are going to make a change to their forward unit after 2 face-off losses in a row. The Bruins will do the same.
Going to counter. Here's the other thing that Charlie Coyle mentioned, and when we were talking earlier, was about exits, handling Florida's forecheck. He also mentioned the Bruins generating their forecheck, that there have been some times where they've had opportunities to hold pucks down low, and they haven't done it. Near point, it's McAvoy. Right point, skates to the high slot. To Lohrei, his shot blocked, that knocked down Rodriguez, high slot, Lohrei. Protects it, feeds left to the net. McAvoy in front, shoots! Bobrovsky the save, the rebound. Is it available? And Bobrovsky able to freeze it as the Bruins charge to the front of the net. One of their best chances of the period.
Oh, well, by far their best chance of the period. Face-off win. McAvoy and Lohrei get active out at the blue line. And Lohrai's eventually going to find McAvoy in the left wing circle, and there's a lane to the net. 2 Panthers taking Coyle in front, and it allows McAvoy to walk right up Bobrovsky down flat against the ice to keep this puck out and seal the bottom part of the net as McAvoy strong to the front of the net. And everybody battling away. And that's, by far his most difficult save of this period. He's made some good ones in this game. Both goaltenders have. That's good composure by Lohrei and McAvoy out at the offensive blue line.
Bruins starting to push back. 12 minutes left here in the third, 1 apiece. Geeky wins it to DeBrusk. Up top, it's fired just wide. Pasternak had it deflect.
It deflected.
Bruins rattle it down low. Geeky gets away from the Barkov check. Slapped to DeBrusk, left to the cage, back of the net. right of the cage. Now high slot Lindholm. Far circle, here it comes. And the shot from McAvoy is blocked. It shattered Reinhardt's stick. He's down in the corner. Back of the net, Pastrnak. Wrap around, Bobrovsky the save.
Another good save by Bobrovsky. That's a good quick move by Pastrnak from behind. Reinhardt without a stick. Take that puck strong to the net.
Pastrnak wings the puck to the near circle, scooped up by Verhaeghe.
He's had some good looks in this game, hasn't he, Pastrnak?
Given away, Marchand then got spun down.
Nah, he fell down.
Here's Lundell.
Lost his balance.
He'll flip to the near corner. Sounded much better on radio.
I know it did.
Along the near side, the Bruins pounded out to center ice.
I like your version better.
Marchand over the line, far side. Kept it in on the blue line, but recovering is Ekblad. Out at center ice, Marchand picked it off. The Bruins had it deflect on a cross-ice pass. Carlo drills it ahead. Frederick taps it just inside the Florida line. Ekman-Larsson rink wide to Bennett. Bennett took a check from Coyle. Near circle Ekblad. He'll just throw it right to Wotherspoon out in the center circle. The Bruins fire it back in. 10:35 left here in the third, one apiece. Ekblad drills it up the far side. The cross-ice pass broken up by the Bruins. They'll send it back in, but this is going to be icing. And now you've got the fourth line out.
Well, hockey season is Peerless Boiler season. Replace your old boiler and water heater with a new Peerless Boiler and Pavilion tankless water heater. Find your local dealer at peerlessboilers.com. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Face-off far circle in the Bruins zone. It's Stenlund against Beecher. So Paul Maurice has his fourth line out there after this icing call, and Stenlund wins the draw. Right point, Montour into the slot. It's deflected, and Swayman a stop, and he tries to pounce on a loose puck as Stenlund was able to get it to the front of the net.
That's surprising, putting the fourth line out there for Florida. It almost works for them. I mean, the Bruins had their fourth line out after the icing call. But they win the draw, they get to the front of the net, and they had a whack at that. That was, I think Stenlund had the best chance.
Face-off far circle in the Bruins zone. Swayman had some words with Nick Cousins.
They're going to stay fourth line against fourth line, but they're going to have Zacha come out to take the face-off.
Panthers still win it. Montour shoots off a skate to the far corner. Zacha trying to chop it free. Flipped it to the far side. Van Riemsdyk. He'll send it into the Florida end. Beecher racing for it. No icing. Back of the net, Beecher. Near side, he'll fling it back of the cage. Swooping in is Maroon. Right circle, fires off a skate.
That's a pretty good look at Beecher's speed right there. Just throw the puck to an area and let him fly.
Use it more, please. Bruins send the puck in. And Maroon thought he won, or at least tied the race to the dot, but Kulikov was able to win it, and Maroon has to stay on. 9:49 left here in the third, one apiece. Bruins getting a goal from Pavel Zacha late in the first. And Anton Lundell scoring midway through the second. Barkov in for the draw. He'll take it against Geekie.
Boy, there's been a bunch of faceoffs in this third. And both teams have won the offensive zone faceoffs.
Barkov kicked out. The Bruins can't get it free.
50-50
left point Forsling.
puck.
Right point Ekblad. Shot it back of the net. Cut off by Lohrei. Threads the puck over to the near side. Maroon. Can he get it out? Back of the net. He'll drive it over to the far side. McAvoy's there. Now Geekie drives it off the far glass back into the Florida end, so the Bruins can get most of their changes. Maroon's still on the ice. Now he's going to head off. Forsling at the red line, fires it in. Cut off by Peak, back of the net. Over to the near side, Lindholm. Bruins have to win tonight to force Game 7. Lundell nearly stripped a puck from DeBrusk between the penalty boxes. They scrum for it near side. Lindholm got it ahead to Pastrnak. He'll backhand it into the Florida end. DeBrusk going to chase. Ekblad turned into him. And then he got the pass by Pastrnak out to center ice's Verhaeghe. He'll throw it high to the right corner. Back of the net, it's Carlo. He'll play it around with a firm backhand, but this doesn't get out. Rodriguez then had it and lost it. Pasternak. Poke checked by Kulikov, who stayed with him out in the neutral zone.
Yeah, that's a good defensive play by Kulikov right there. Pasternak tried to chip that puck by him and go.
Here's Wotherspoon back of his net. Up the left side. This goes all the way down, and this is going to be icing.
Yeah, not sure where the thinking is here. Trying to make this pass. The pass is thigh high. It's off the boards. There's nobody that's going to be able to get to it, and it goes down for icing again. Full possession.
Mostarinen in for the draw against Zacha. 8:20 left here in the third, one apiece. Bruins win the physical battle. Wotherspoon got it free.
There's another 50-50 puck. That time the Bruins come up with it, and the puck will go out of play here.
8:14 left here in the third, one apiece. We're going to take a timeout here in Game 6 as this baby is starting to grind. On the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local New England Honda dealers.
There's nothing quite like the Honda Accord Hybrid and the CR-V Hybrid when it comes to exhilarating efficiency. But what truly makes these hybrids special is the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. Visit your local Honda dealer or shop online today.
Are you a veteran? VA New England Healthcare provides state-of-the-art healthcare benefits to those who served our country. Call 844-VA-CARES and learn more about the benefits you earned and deserve. Call 844-VA-CARES.
When you switch to high-efficiency heat pumps, you're creating a more sustainable future for your business. And National Grid is here to help you make the up.
Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You haven't subscribed yet, have you? Come on, hit that subscribe button. Help us get over 20,000 tonight. Don't be part of the 70% plus that has not subscribed, that's hanging out listening to this game. If you're listening and you're hanging out with us, hit that subscribe button and help this community grow past 20,000. We're so close. Thank you for hitting that button. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Just do it. It's really easy. And thank you. Much appreciated. Go whichever team you're cheering for. We'll see you in the chat.
The Honda Civic and HR-V redefine the game when it comes to performance and style. But what really sets these cars apart from the crowd is the spirit of determination that inspires everything we do. Visit your local Honda dealer or shop online today.
Jake DeBrus, Parker Wotherspoon with the assists on the Bruins' lone goal. And with Oates Feeds, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation donates another $200 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about feeding the puck for families at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. Face-off near circle in the Bruins end. Barkov's going to take it against Coyle. Charlie here in the game is 111, lost 4. Barkov wins this. Near point, Forsling, rink wide. Reinhart shoots, blocked. And it shattered Coyle's stick. He has to head to the bench. Held in by Forsling, rimmed around to the far side.
How many offensive zone faceoffs has Barkov won here in this third period? I think just about every one, right? Clean.
Bruins fling it in. Bobrovsky stops it back of the net. Picked up by Forsling. He hits the brakes. Slams it over to the far side for Ekblad. His pass up the middle, led in by Barkov. Florida changing. Here's Lindholm. Stationary back in his own end.
Yeah,
Bruins fling it up the left side.
Icing.
The end of the Florida end.
Another icing. You had Frederick going to the bench on a line change. That's where he's trying to throw the pass. But you can tell he's going to the bench on a line change. The Bruins have iced the puck several times in this period. At least 2 here in the last few minutes that have been just kind of head-scratching.
Lundell in for the draw against Geekie. Geekie wins it. Here's DeBrus, gains the red line. He'll wrist it in. Bobrovsky down to make the save on a bouncer near the far post. So now we'll have a face-off in the Florida end.
It's hockey season. It's Peerless Boiler season. Replace your old boiler and water heater with a new Peerless Boiler and Pavilion tankless water heater. Find your local dealer at peerlessboilers.com. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
This will be the 55th face-off of the game.
Oh, a lot of them here in this third period. Right?
We're getting too late for me to do math. 7:25 left here
I'll
in the
do
third.
it for you.
Zacha in for the draw left circle.
There were 35 through 2 periods.
So 20 already here in this third. Puck slammed over to the near side. Carlo keeps it in, and we're going to have our 56th after that. Wrister is gloved by Bobrovsky. The Bruins entered tonight as the best defensive team remaining in the playoffs. Jeremy Swayman, a big reason for that. Faceoff will be in the right circle. Florida, they were number 1 during the regular season. Here in the playoffs, they come in 9th defensively here in the Stanley Cup playoffs. McAvoy sends the puck out to
Florida
center ice.
just wins that draw, and they just flip it out to the neutral zone, try to get into a race.
Puck sent back in, and we have an icing call here on Florida.
Yeah, it's been a grind this period. There's no question. Been a little different than maybe the first 2 where the pace was high and you got the chances, but this has been just a lot of whistles, a lot of face-offs.
Face-off far circle in the Florida end.
I think Florida's best chance, they went off the face-off with the Reinhart chance, but they also had one that was tipped, I believe, by Reinhart on the shot by Montour that went between the legs of Swayman and off the post and out. And Bruins' best opportunity this period, McAvoy taking it strong to the net from the left side.
Zacha kicked out of there, so Pasternak is going to step in and take it. Lundell opposing him. And the Panthers get it to the end boards. They have to eat it in the near corner, and then DeBrusk gets it. DeBrusk near corner.
With help from Zacha.
Scraped it up to the right point. McAvoy tried to dive in. He had support, and it's popped out to the neutral zone. Pasternak's got it. Center circle. Wheels in. Shakes to the right circle. Forsling got a piece of him.
Forsling's made, that's a good defensive play. He made the defensive play of the game, I think, in the second period, even if he didn't mean to. And when I say that, he was in good position, but the puck went off his skate, never got to Marchand, who was wide open back door.
Verhaeghe sets it up for Forsling. He'll scramble behind his net. The Bruins will start to change. 6:22 left here in the third, 1 apiece. Bennett at the red line. He'll fling it in, far corner. Losterinen bumps it back of the net, near corner. Bennett. Oh, he got pounded and knocked down by McAvoy.
They're going to call a penalty on McAvoy. Are you kidding me?
Roughing.
With 6 minutes to go on a hit. You know what?
He finished high.
I'll be honest with you. He came up with his right arm. He came up with his right arm on Bennett. Got him up high. That's a tough call, though, right now at this juncture of the game. He did come up with that right arm. Yeah. Yeah, watch it in slow motion to get a better look at it.
And now the Bruins are going to have to sweat. 6:04 remaining in regulation in a 1-1 game. Florida heading to the power play for the third consecutive time. Face-off near circle the Bruins end. Coyle against Barkov. Coyle wins this. Lindholm back of the net. Drilled it up the middle. Knocked out of midair by Barkov.
He's done that a couple times now. This series, he's done it a couple times.
Carlo recovers, trying to drive it out. Can't. Verhaeghe wrestling for the puck near side. Coyle in there to try and free it. They battle.
That's it.
Montour flings far side. Tkachuk shoots, and it sails wide. Bounce right to the Bruins. You got Marchand breaking. He's got it over the line right side. Watch by Montour.
Yeah, by
Shoots.
himself.
He'll wing it off a stick over to the far side. Now, Marchand with a bump on Barkov. He'll head off. Bruins short for another minute 20. Sizzled in by Reinhart. He led the league in power play goals during the regular season of Barkov. slapped up the middle, and Florida will have to retrieve this in the neutral zone. Broken up by Heinen. He'll whistle it in. Near side Montour. Leaves near circle of his own zone. Bennett will scramble up the middle. Over the line left side, Tarasenko. It's too far for him. In the near corner, the Bruins trying to bat it free. Bennett try to wrap it around and hit a rut in the boards. Hack near side, or maybe a partition.
Glass, yep.
Far point now, Lundell. The Montour high slot. Lundell right point. Montour. Half a minute left on the power play. Bennett left circle. Shoots. Swayman the save. Rebound backdoor. And it's blocked out in front by Beecher. A trip by Florida. And the Bruins, it's going to go 4-on-4. And then in 23 seconds, they're going to have a power play.
Yeah, Rodriguez got his stick in on Beecher. That was a strange play, right? Puck hit a partition. Off the glass. It keeps it alive for the Panthers. And that puck was loose in front. Swayman scrambling to his left after the initial shot was taken and blocked. And then Rodriguez reaches in on Beecher. I believe that was Beecher that got tripped up trying to get to this puck. Bennett takes the initial shot. It's going to go to the far side. And I mean, it almost looked like Beecher stepped on the stick of Rodriguez, but wow, wide open net for Tarasenko. That's blocked by Wotherspoon as Swayman was coming to his left. It's a tough call on Rodriguez.
Face off far circle in the Florida end. So 4-on-4 here. And then if the Bruins get the chance on the power play, can they get a key goal? Marchand wings it around to the near side. Barkov's got it. Seems like he hasn't left the ice here in the third period. Ekblad scrambles ahead, center circle over the line, cuts to the right circle, lost his footing, and the Bruins will head north. Ekblad has to catch up.
Forward caught deep.
Marchand to the high slot. Poke checked as the Bruins were making a few changes behind the play. Forsling steers back into his own zone. Now the Bruins will start their power play as Forsling wraps it all the way down. The Bruins, including tonight, 1 for 15 in the series in the power play. McAvoy leaves for Pasternak, center circle. Over the line, left side to Coyle. Left point now, McAvoy. Shoots, blocked by Stenlund, and it's sent all the way down. Swayman stops it. 1 minute to go on the power play. 3:27 left here in regulation in Game 6, one apiece. Now Coyle, center circle, angling left over the line. Easy entry. He'll wing it back.
What you do once you get in there, though.
Marchand trying to fling it up top. McAvoy fumbled it, trapped it. Near circle, Marchand deflects it back, then it to Brusk. Closed down by Forsling, batted to the near corner by Reinhart. Right of the net now, up top. Here's McAvoy, walks down the chute, far side, it's fired. Oh, Bobrovsky was out of the net, he's down. Left to the cage.
Did Barkov block that? He was over there. I don't know if Pasternak's shot ever got through, but he was open in the left wing circle, deep below the circle, or excuse me, below the dot.
15 seconds left in the power play. Here's Pasternak, center circle, leaves for Zacha over the line, right side. Near point, Van Riemsdyk throws it back in the cage. Zacha trying to free that puck. Pasternak scraped it over to the far side with 2. Florida back to full strength. Zacha to the slot. Right circle. Shoots Bobrovsky, a chest save. Rebound. Van Riemsdyk trying to flip it home. And Bobrovsky stayed with it over at the near post. 2:19 left here in the third. Bruins won. Florida won here in Game 6. On the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local New England Honda dealers.
The Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot are in a league of their own when it comes to rugged capability. But it's not just performance that makes these cars special. It's the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. Visit your local Honda dealer or shop online today.
Hey, it's Patrice Bergeron. When I was young, my parents worked hard to get me everything I needed to play youth hockey. They sacrificed their time and money so I could play the game I loved. That's why I've teamed up with Avita Bank again this season for Assist for Kids to help Metro West families pay for youth hockey. For every Boston Assist, Avita donates $50 up to $30,000, and I will donate $7,000 to make it $37,000 to help more kids. Avita Bank, honest to goodness, member FDIC, member DIF.
Hey, it's Felger here for Catches Law, New England's injury attorneys since 1986, and now the official law firm of the New England Patriots. With over $2 billion won and over 50 local attorneys that live in the same communities as we do, Catches Law are the experts to turn to when you're injured and you can't work. Catches Law handles more workers' compensation cases than any other law firm in Massachusetts, winning the largest verdicts in the Commonwealth in 2020 and 2021. So, let them get to work on your case. There's no fee unless you win. Go to catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
There's nothing quite like the Honda Accord Hybrid and the CR-V Hybrid when it comes to exhilarating efficiency. But what truly makes these hybrids special is the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. Visit your local Honda dealer or shop online today.
Face-off right circle to Florida, and the Bruins' best look on that 90-second man advantage was blocked by Zacha Barkov.
Massive block by Barkov. That was a good setup, and McAvoy was right in the slot, walking right down the slot. He could have taken it, but instead he gave it over to the left wing side to Pastrnak, and Barkov laid out, and it's the left hand of Barkov that blocks that shot, and Barkov just went down to the locker room after taking that in the open hand, his open left hand to block that shot.
Bruins win the draw. McAvoy swings near side to Brusque. Trying to throw it down the wall. Pastrnak scraped it back of the net to Geekie, far corner. Far corner Pastrnak. Trying to send it out in front. Geekie knotted up with Lundell. Geekie staying with it.
It's a good non-call. Both guys locked up. Both guys taking each other down.
Near side for Hagee, trying to get it free. 1:53 left here in the third. McAvoy cues it down the wall. And Florida couldn't get it out. Held in by McAvoy. His pass actually got poke-checked, and now Tkachuk sends it to the middle, and Forsling. Left circle, Lundell shoots. Blocker to side by Swayman. Rebound, they score! Forsling, short side. Florida 2, Bruins 1.
Well, they had really nothing going on here. This is a broken play. But the rebound comes to Forsling, who's joined the rush on this play, and it's going to sneak by the short side, blocker side of Jeremy Swayman. The Bruins are back. They're back in good shape. It's a 3-on-3. It's a rebound off the initial shot. But Forsling picks up a loose puck and just snaps it by Swayman on that short side. Lundell had the initial shot. It's a bouncing puck rebound, and it finds a hole from the left wing circle.
For Forsling, his second goal of the series.
Right between the legs of Wotherspoon and past the short side of Swayman. So now you're 1:33 left. You got to figure out, you got your guys out there that you want out there. You're going to have Swayman coming to the bench.
Bruins win the draw. Lohrei dangles around to check.
He's going now.
Lohrei over the line left side. He'll fling it off the surface, so the faceoff will be out in the neutral zone.
It should be in the offensive end.
Did it deflect off the glass?
I thought he got in past the blue line before he dumped it.
Bruins are going to win that argument. Zacha Barkov back out on the ice. Timeout for the Bruins. Forsling from Lundell and Tkachuk at 18:27.
It's a nothing play. But the rebound was there, and Forsling just relayed it back on net, and it beats Swayman short side under the blocker.
Jim Montgomery with a dry erase board out. What can they come up with here? Bruins were victorious in Game 1. Florida came up with a victory. Actually, had to come from behind. The Bruins opened the scoring in Game 2. And the Panthers were victorious 6-1. Game 3, Florida won it 6-2. Game 4, a game tainted. Florida victorious 3-2. Then the Bruins forced to Game 6 with a 2-1 victory in Game 5. And here we are. 1:26 remaining. Bruins down by a goal. Face-off left circle. Swayman off for the extra attacker. Zacha in for the draw. He'll take it against Reinhart. Bruins win it. Far side, Marchand. Marchand, far corner now to Coyle. Settles. He's got Pasternak out in front. It's slapped to the far corner. Barkov. He'll backhand it ahead. This one will go all the way down. Pasternak in a race with Luostarinen.
Why is that not icing?
What are these guys watching? Center circle at Zacha. Flings it to the far corner. Drilled to the far side by Ekblad. This will go all the way down. And it's wobbling.
This one won't go for icing.
Line?
Oh, this one they'll call icing. I don't know how they don't call the other one. Pasternak got in front of Luostarinen. He did everything he should do. It went over the over the goal line. And they waved it off.
So
Pasternak thought it was icing. He stopped. This one, it looks like McAvoy can get to and slows up. And they'll call it. Either way.
Face off far circle. 52 seconds left. Zacha in for the draw. The Bruins win it. Here's McAvoy. Far circle, Marchand. Fires. That's blocked. Barkov far side. Hooked up with Coyle. Bruins wrap it around to the near side. Pasternak. He'll fling it back to the cage. Marchand shot it out in front. Deflected just wide. 33 seconds left. Marchand far side. Up top to McAvoy with 30. Pasternak. Sent it right to the net to Brusk. Centered out in front. Poked at. Drilled to the far side by Bobrovsky, who's lost his stick.
Coyle wide open back door there. The puck just didn't get to him.
15 seconds left. Near side Marchand. Now Pasternak shoots, and this one sails off the surface with 11 seconds left here in the third.
That puck was loose. I think Bobrovsky's stick down low prevents it from getting over to Coyle. They try this backhand pass to Brusk, and it's Bobrovsky who knocks it away. Marchand had a chip at it, and Coyle was there back door, but I don't think the puck ever got to him cleanly. Good stick by Bobrovsky down low. No, it got knocked away by Reinhart before it got to Coyle.
11 seconds left. Face-off right circle. Geekie in to take it against Lundell. Bruins trailing 2-1 here in Game 6. They win the draw. Marchand right of the net. Threw it toward the slot. Batted to the far side. Pasternak can't grab it. This puck comes out to center ice. Grabbed by McAvoy. He fires it in. And that'll do it. For the second straight year, the Florida Panthers have eliminated the Boston Bruins from the Stanley Cup playoffs. They defeat the Bruins in 6 games. And they're going to head to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second consecutive year. Your final here in Game 6. Panthers 2, Bruins 1. Beersy and I will bring you back for the postgame show in a moment on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins radio network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local New England Honda dealers.
Now, it all started on a rainy Sunday, and I was enjoying a peaceful drive before the arrival of the in-laws when...
It's a disaster. That sneaky dog of yours got up on the counter and gobbled up the cake.
So I can pick up...
It's gotta be from the place off Highway 9. Hurry, they're almost here.
Luckily, my Nissan Altima was built to handle the unexpected. With available intelligent all-wheel drive, I was able to save the day without a slip-up.
You made it.
Piece of cake.
Drive the Nissan Altima. Now get a low $209 per month lease for 36 months on the 2024 Nissan Altima. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. Intelligent all-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Well-qualified lessees 2024 Altima SV front-wheel drive. $4049 initial payment excludes tax, title, license, and $695 acquisition fee. Includes $625 manufacturer's rebate applied to $209 per month lease. Disposition fee due at lease in. Take from new dealer stock. Call 1-888-858-8319 for offer details. N6324.
Dunkin' is dropping a new kind of energy. Introducing Sparked Energy by Dunkin'. It's energy for the fun of it. Available in 2 full-on delicious flavors. Berry Burst and Peach Sunshine. It's what you need when your afternoon needs you to get going. A revitalizing burst of caffeine, vitamins, and minerals gives you the energy to turn the fun up to 11. True story. Drop by or order ahead on the Dunkin' app today. Fruit flavored, contains 0% fruit juice. Caffeine from Caffeine and Guarana. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Looking for versatile equipment you can depend on all year long? What about innovative technologies to improve site safety and efficiency? Or maybe you only need a specialized machine for a short-term rental? No matter what you need, Milton Cat, SciTech Northeast, and Milton Rents have you covered for integrated job site solutions. With locations across Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, we'll be there for your early mornings, overnight shifts, and every time in between.
It's only human to be passionate, loyal, and all in when it comes to the Bruins. And it's only human to expect the same from your bank. And just like every season, TD will be there for all the wins, losses, and memorable moments. Best of luck this season. TD Bank, the bank of the Boston Bruins. Member FDIC, TD Bank NA. Fired up for the playoffs? Catch all the action and all the deals at TGI Fridays with their new $10 appy deal. Mix and match any 3 apps, all for just $10. And don't forget to wash it down with their $5 bar menu. Big games, bigger deals, only at Fridays.
The Honda you want is here, so drive in the moment with the versatile CR-V or Accord, both named a Car and Driver 10 Best. And when you're driving a Honda, you're driving the brand named Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value Brand for 2023.
See dealer for financing details. Car and Driver, December 2023, based on 2023 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit KBB.com for more information.
Hey, it's Big Jim. Heading to a game at the Garden this season? Skip parking hassles and traffic jams and do what I do. Hop on board the commuter rail straight to Boston. Now with later nighttime service 7 days a week. Plus, kids 11 and under ride free, and if the game's on a weekend, you can ride with $10 weekends. Get tickets on board or on the M-Ticket app.
Left circle, Lundell shoots. Blocker to side by Swayman. Rebound, they score! Forsling, short side. Florida 2, Bruins 1. The Shaws at Star Market Foundation's Nourishing Neighbors Initiative is sponsoring our Feeding the Puck for Families campaign. For every helper on a Bruins goal, they're donating another $100 to fight food insecurity with 2 feeds tonight. That's another $200. That's donated to the Greater Boston Food Bank. You can follow along at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. So your final here in Game 6, Panthers victorious over the Bruins 2-1. They win the series 4-2. Here's Gustav Forsling, who was terrific during the series. He made a play in the end to win it, and Sergei Bobrovsky was big when Florida needed him most.
Yeah, but both of those are true. I'd throw Barkov into that equation as well in terms of the Florida Panthers for guys that came up huge. That block shot off the stick of Pastrnak, which sent Barkov down to the locker room late in the third period. Massive block because Pastrnak had the net to shoot at. You know, McAvoy's sold shot. Coming down the slot, he dished it into the left wing circle. Plenty of net to shoot at because Bobrovsky's trying to scramble to his right. And Barkov, he opened up his left hand, used every part of his body to block that shot, and who knows what for Barkov moving forward. I mean, if that's a serious injury, but he took that right in the palm of his hand, and there is no padding there, right? And that's a one-timer by Pastrnak. But so a huge play there, plus all the face-off wins he had in the third period. But Lundell ends up with a goal and an assist in this game. Good bounce for Forsling. They jump up into the play, right? Kachuk over to Lundell. Lundell gets the initial shot. It was a kind of a harmless shot, but the rebound squirts out to Swayman's right. And Witherspoon's there. He's fronting the shot by Forsling. It's not a long distance shot. He's in the left wing circle, but he's right there. But it goes right between his legs and then short side on Swayman. You know, probably didn't see it at all. Probably didn't pick it up because there's not a lot of room between the legs of Witherspoon, and that's exactly where it went and snuck in just below the blocker on the short side of Jeremy Swayman, who also had a strong game. But So Forsling a game winner, Lundell a goal and an assist, Barkov a massive game, but you look at their goaltender. Look at the saves he made today, Bobrovsky. The Bruins sustained attack-wise. They probably didn't have as much as they would like, but they had some. Pastrnak in alone. Geekie had a really good chance. McAvoy had a good chance in the third period. There were several good opportunities. McAvoy had an open net, but he had to switch like forehand to backhand to adjust to the pass that was being made and just chipped it wide. They were close on several occasions, just couldn't get it past Bobrovsky other than Zacha in the first period. So, shots on goal say, 28-23, but I think that Swayman made some good saves. I think Bobrovsky was tested grade A scoring chances more so maybe than probably pretty close, but he made some high-end saves in this game to keep it at 1-0 and to keep it at 1-1. Until his team could get the lead.
Here's in the big picture when I think of the series, and we had talked about this, that the Bruins, because of the rhythm and the adrenaline, it got them out to a victory in Game 1. Florida's forecheck really took hold in Games 2 and 3.
Well, because the Bruins didn't handle it well enough. That was you knew that they were going to come, and there's no secret to what they do. Mm-hmm. And you had to adjust and you had to handle it better. And finally, they finally did in Game 4. Not entirely, but better in Game 4. And then Game 5 was, like Jim Montgomery said, he thought it was their best game. Tonight, they handled it well at times. They didn't handle it well at times. There were some unforced errors. There were some icings. A ton of whistles here in the third period. Certainly looked like we were heading for overtime. It was really a nothing play. And it surprises everybody that puck sneaks in and finds a hole between the legs of Wotherspoon and finds a hole underneath the blocker. There's Swayman.
But I think bottom line, the Panthers executed better than the Bruins at the key times, and they're the team that's moving on.
Yeah, they were the better team in this series. I think that the Bruins were finding the game. I like the way the Bruins did a lot of things here today. They couldn't find the back of the net when it was critical times, and Bobrovsky was to me he was the difference in this game. Specifically today, I thought there were times in this series where he's been a huge difference, where the Bruins have had those quick chances off the faceoff, getting behind players. They had 2 breakaways in this game, right? Zacha scored one, Pastrnak had another one, couldn't finish. They had their opportunities, and Bobrovsky was there when they needed him to be. If you look at territorial and shots on goal and everything throughout the entire series, sure, it's going to be on Florida's side of things. It's kind of the way that they're built and the way that they play. But the Bruins very much could have made this. This could have easily gone 7, and you were finding your game. You liked the way that you started to play. They just couldn't finish off they couldn't bury their chances here today at the key times.
One of the conversations is going to be once everybody has a chance to digest this series. Certainly, special teams. And how many power plays Florida had in the series versus how many the Bruins had, whether they were warranted or unwarranted.
So 2 different ways to look at that, right? There are a couple that certainly the Bruins thought were embellished, no question. But overall, who had the puck more in the series? And that's generally going to dictate who has more penalties in a series. If you've got puck possession and you're making plays and you're forcing teams back on their heels. The team that's back on their heels is going to take more penalties. It's just that's just the way it's going to go. And I think that there was a lot of that throughout the series. I do think that there was some ones that, and I know I know for a fact that the Bruins were complaining to the off-ice officials like in between games that cut down on some of this embellishment here by the Panthers. We think that they're really kind of selling some of these calls. Whatever. That's it. They didn't lose the series because of refereeing. I didn't like the call in Game 4, and I'll stick with that, and I think a lot of people will. And maybe that changes the series. Maybe it's 2-2 going back to Florida instead of 3-1 going back to Florida. Maybe. We don't know, right? That was happened in the third period, but it happened earlier in the third period. Who knows? Certainly should have been goalie interference. There's no question about it in my mind. And, I think most people would agree on that, but it didn't get called. So you gotta fight through it, and there's going to be calls that don't go your way in a series. There's going to be calls that go your way in a series. They didn't lose because of the referee or some of the decisions. We'll stand by our opinions for Game 4, but I don't think overall through the 6 games that you lose a game because of officiating. You lose the game because you to the better team, the team that made one more play than you did to not allow Game 7, and that's what today was. They made one more play.
Maybe the last thought on this series. Sergei Bobrovsky was fabulous.
Yep.
Certainly here tonight, but the best player across the series was Zacha
Barkov, yeah. Yeah, that's, I mean, for them moving forward, you got to hope he's okay, because that's a massive blow if he can't play. I mean, he won every face-off in the third period. I know he had not struggled, but he had been, he hadn't been great through the first couple of periods, but he was certainly big in the third period. And that defensive play he makes on Pastrnak, he saved a goal. It saved a goal. It's a block shot. He was able to front him. Like I said, Bobrovsky's out on the angle, taking McAvoy away. McAvoy sells shot before dishing it in the left wing circle, and he was there. And Barkov laid out and got the open hand on it. I mean, that's a massive block right there. A few inches to his left, and that puck probably goes in, right? But he was in a perfect position to try to use his whole body to block that shot.
Service Credit Union is teamed with Charlie McAvoy for defending New England's heroes. Service donates $100 for every block shot and $1,000 for every shutout to pay for heart and cancer screenings for New England police and firefighters. Tonight, the Bruins blocked 25 shots, so Service is going to donate another $2,500. Thus far, they have committed $155,300, and they pledged to donate up to $200,000 for the season. Let's hear from the head coach, Jim Montgomery.
Oh, did you sense frustration at all?
I didn't sense frustration, but the lack of our ability to score in the playoffs in general. You can't win every game 2-1.
Jimmy?
Just, Coach, to further expand on that, what did you think, what's the main reason you guys couldn't execute and get those goals when you need them?
Well, we had the opportunities, right? I think we had 5 odd man rushes after 2 periods tonight. So, and then game 4, we had several. We had 3 breakaways. I mean, that's, comes down to, their goalie was good and we didn't beat them. I mean, at times, we played too much in our end in the second and third period tonight.
Dan?
Jim, just what did you say to the guys after this, and thoughts on that in the series?
Yeah. I told them that I thanked them, and it was an honor to coach them because of the hard work and the competitiveness that they brought throughout the year. So that was the biggest thing I wanted to get across, and that, you're never happy when you don't win your last game of the year. And some players had tremendous growth this year, and they can be proud of that. But in the end, we have to find ways to get better and win our last game of the year.
Chris?
Coach, when you look at the reason you didn't have success this year, you pointed to goal scoring in this series. Is that the biggest reason you didn't have success in the series?
Well, I would say in the series, yeah, we didn't finish. I mean, I don't know. Outside of game 1, I don't think, did we score more than 2 goals? I mean, my head's all spinning right now, so I don't know. I think we had 3 and we didn't score more than, okay, there you go. But it's not the only thing. There's several other elements of the series. The territorial ozone time that they had over us.